us for a brief second.
Tropical breezes blowing through my hair. Beauty everywhere. Bell mountains and the trees so lovely. The waterfall is calling me to go in the sun. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. Pourquoi ma moulin avec vieux moi et puis chita en côté? So much beauty all around. Rainbows on the ground. Bathing the river. Summer breeze. So good, I never want to leave. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. Melodies of jazz. Saxophones, drums, a compact band. Don't say, something. Beautiful culture fills the space. So much to love up in this place. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain. So beautiful, how much I love you. So warm every day, dance in the rain.
And that was just, so beautiful with the one and the only Miss Stephanie JNote. Hello.
Hey!
Hi.
Welcome,
Hey!
welcome.
Thank you
welcome.
for having me.
Look,
Welcome.
thank you for coming. Like the words are so correctly because you are just so beautiful.
But the song is actually talking about a region in Haiti. It's called Sodo, and my family is from there. My parents are from there. I was born here. Me and my sisters were born here, but they were born in Sodo, Haiti. And after your president called Haiti a shithole place, I decided to show the beauty of it and create a video to
Hey,
promote
Um,
how
um,
beautiful the country really is, because you won't know if somebody tells you. And the thing about it is, like, a lot of times they will only promote like the bad and ugly parts of places and not show you that there's actually beauty there. You know, they don't want to tell you that.
that's right. And I applaud you and appreciate you for doing just that because there's a lot of us that are actually not from there, but we are the makings of the jewels of the beauty of that island. As
Exactly.
a matter of fact, we all have that in common, right, brother?
yes, we do.
Because
And
our
while we
ancestors come from
good,
there.
Haitian
correct.
straw. That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yes, we are all born here. So that's why I could take it personal and say, so beautiful.
It really is. I mean, there's some beautiful parts, just like there's ugly parts in New York and all over the United States, just like there's beautiful parts. But they won't see. The thing is, they don't highlight the ugly parts here. They
Right.
will. They'll highlight certain things that are not beautiful to try to say that, to generalize about certain things, like let's say melanated skin.
That's
But
right.
then, like, right.
That's right. To taint it, to be anything other than. But see, unfortunately, sometimes they don't understand that is the negativity that make people want to find out what's so negative about it. And then find out negative about it. They find out the beauty of us and they stay.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
why their grandkids are going to look like us. Oh, did I say that? I did. I said that.
Moving. All right. And the young man who is here, introduce yourself, sir. Can
Hey
you hear me?
Jordan,
Johnny.
I'm John Joseph Miller III, also Johnny J. How you doing? Thanks for having me, and thanks Stephanie for let me tag along. I greatly appreciate it. I don't know what's up with her copying off my pattern today, though. No,
So
just
this
breaking balls.
That
But
I'm looking
that
at y'all pattern
that
now. I
yeah,
was
nice.
like, you know what? I think I want to go and change my dress. And I think I want to go and put my leopard on. I think I want to do that tonight. Which I think I want to do that. So we
You know
have
what?
to
Like
go.
I said that
it's
during
just
this whole quarantine,
like
like,
that's
you
not
didn't really
wrong.
get to dress up and just like showcase the beauty that, that the beautiful wardrobe we had. Like the
Yes,
other day,
I
I got,
did.
Supposed to
it's
Oh,
so
say
yes, I
funny.
did.
I got
swear.
a DSW coupon the other day, and I was like, well, why do you need one if you're not going nowhere? You could wear slippers. Like, why do you have my shoes?
You got a point. You got a point. You got a point. You got a point.
in the immortal words of Diana Ross, once the cameras or now phone comes on you, you gotta be ready. Gotta be ready
At
True.
all times.
at
So,
all
That
times.
comes off
Even if
before. Let me.
so talking about
I
being
saw the
ready.
worst day in the time in St. Louis, Missouri, under the arch, like a national amphitheater. It was 103 degrees plus humidity, and he had his full Stacey Adams plus a fur coat on in
Wow.
103-degree heat. So,
Wow.
was his hair still permed? Was his hair still pretty?
well, Jerome came with his mirror, so he made sure he kept the comb.
Because I know he likes the mirror and all that craziness.
You know what? I'm done. So talking
George,
about the mirror,
big man,
as
he
y'all
has
all
a
know,
bucket.
my brother William Frazier is in the house this week again. So let's see, is he going to go emoji free tonight? Da da da. Let's see.
Johnny, your name is Johnny J, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
You know,
Yes, sir.
Johnny J. That was Tupac's producer, Johnny J. His name was Johnny J.
That is
Well,
right.
God rest
That
his
was
soul.
he filmed the "How Do You Want It" video. That's correct. He was
Yes, he did.
the main executive producer for the "How Do You Want It" video.
Yes,
And
yes.
well, there's two
yes.
versions of that video actually. So And well, I don't know. Is this a G-rated show? I may maybe not be able to get into the extended details, but let's just say an ambulance had to come on the set later on that evening.
I heard. I heard. I heard.
You might know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So, as the
You know,
disclaimer has already been requested of not knowing, let us go ahead and put it out there. So, again, welcome to the No BS Duo Show, where tonight our featured guest is the one and only independent artist, female artist, Miss Stephanie JNote. So,
Hi.
again, welcome, 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 welcome to the show, the No BS Duo Show. So, with that being said, this is the brother and sister duo show, but where you come and get the know, but also go ahead and say it, brother. There is no, is he going to say it? There is no, what's the BS, brother? What'd you say? There's no other what?
there's no other show, and I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm just saying
You want to get
there's
it
no other
straight.
show.
We're
There's
going
no other show.
to
You
basically,
got no, because you got me thinking there is no other show. Congratulate, this is the best show. So I don't need to mention nothing else. How's that?
sounds good to me. So as we all know, we giving it straight to you. There's no BS about us. It's straight to the point. And tonight, welcome in Greg. As Greg says, what's the subject here today? Well, the subject here today is Miss Stephanie JNote. And Miss Stephanie JNote won the showcase of the AMJ showcase for video
Congratulations.
of the week, in which we showed, in which she was expressing the beautiful land of her home, Haiti, and the island of JNote. Now, with that being said, I'm glad that you said that, because being an independent artist, you get a chance to say what you want to say, how you want to say it, when you want to say it. And basically what you said was, well, I'm glad you said that. And since you want to bring the attention to my parents' place, let me educate you. So that's what the subject is about today. We're going to educate you on what it's taken. But you know what? So you got a couple of strikes against you. So the strike against you is your parents are from Haiti. That's one. So your music is being played overseas versus being played here, correct?
Yeah.
So you're getting more play, not even in the land of where you live, which is supposed to be free. Ooh, I said something there. And then you're here in the States and you're not being able to get your music out because you're an independent artist. So that means you have to do it all on your own.
And it's a lot of work, boy.
A lot of work. And most of all, it's even more harder because you're a female. So how has that been working out for you?
I mean, it's hard. It is hard because, like, with anything that you put your heart into and you try to pursue, there are obstacles that will come in your way and, like, try to defeat you. But you have to let it know that you are stronger than that and you have God on your side. So as long as you have Him and you keep the faith, there's nothing stopping you. Like, you just got to keep moving forward and just try your best. That's all you can do. Like, the minute you decide I can't do it and you give up, they won. It won. You defeated. You just have to keep trying.
I am so grateful that you said that, because that's the most beautifulest thing. Not only beautiful, but the most honest. The honest, best tip you could give any artist out there is you can't quit. You can't be, don't quit. Keep trying, keep going for it. And I believe that's how you met your partner here, correct?
Yes. I was on Instagram and I don't know exactly how we started following each other, but like we became really great friends and like we're on the phone like every day, like 4 or 5 hours talking. And we be like
That's my fault. I talk too much. She could read more books or something if I wouldn't like get into a topic and then jump onto a scroll to another topic though. But
yeah, and during the quarantine, we decided to not only like put together an album of music, but also to start a indie show, an indie radio show, because I had an opportunity and I just put it to use, and we started an indie music, the indie music show, which airs every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. on the EnglishConnectionMedia.com. And he's my co-host, and also he also co-wrote 12 songs with me that we're about to put out in the next few weeks.
All right, congratulations. We great put out an album.
Thank you.
So of course, y'all all know that we have a soft spot for independent artists because we're about helping you know what you didn't know. But now you know, and you heard it on the BSDUO show. Right? Will?
Well, so it has to be factual.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, listening to any artist, independent or, well, since we're on independent, let's stay on independent. Independent artists, even with the technology today, it's just a tad bit accessible because they got CD Baby and all these outlets that they can promote their music and stuff on. Mm-hmm. It's funny that because I was looking at an interview prior, like a couple of days ago, with Chuck D. Y'all know Chuck D, a Public Enemy, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking because he has a label out, and he does like a lot of promotion and stuff like that. You know, it's in house, so they do it, stuff like that. So he talked about how when they was with Def Jam and all this stuff like that, everybody in the music business knows that, you know, you may hear a record 4 or 5 times a day. They don't play your record because they love that song. It's things happening, and I'm just going to leave it like that. But independent artists, see, one thing is independent artists, that's how our whole music structure started back in the day. When music came out, when they started playing rock and roll and everything else, we had a lot of, and Johnny, you know this, there was a lot of independent record companies, Cameo, Parkway. We talked about the Isley Brothers, Brunswick Records, Casablanca. We had a lot of independent record companies that was out there doing the work that our young artist tonight is doing herself. But of course, you know, as it evolves, politics get involved, and they say this gets played, that gets played, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How can you not, when we have airwaves that's supposed to be free? My thing is, I never could understand is how can artists, even local artists who has records out, don't get support and love in their hometown radio stations, but they play somebody from somewhere else, and the only reason why they get pushed is because the record company is behind them. But to you, to the team, what y'all doing right now, keep doing what y'all doing. A lot of the legendary people, Master P, and he has a story too. Master P and all those guys,
right?
MC Hammer, they used to sell CDs and stuff out of the trunk of their cars, and they were local, and they kept going. They kept going. They didn't stop at all.
That's right.
And if we think about Master P now, he's $350 million still that he has, unless his wife took half of it because you know he got divorced. But anyway,
Okay.
I mean, that's the way. Keep your perseverance going. Keep going. Independent radio show. You promoting your music. Keep going because the power is in the people. It's always been in the people. And as for what my sister said about the person who's the president now, that, you know, is leaving all the responsibility to the governors because it's not his fault that things are happening. That comment about Haiti, please, you got to excuse him. Me and my sister didn't put him in there. There were other delusional people that put him in there. But Haiti is beautiful. I met a lot of people from Haiti. And
right.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing.
Well, Right. Toronto, for example. I don't know. Well, you guys are probably aware of this. Toronto is it's been nicknamed the Miami of Canada. There's a huge
Toronto?
reggae scene there. Right. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. A lot of Haitian immigrants go to Toronto, and I want to say maybe it started like in the mid '70s to early '80s. This underground reggae scene started there, and
Hey.
so to the present, it's we're talking, I guess, what, like 45 years now, at least that I've been aware of. And it's so like there's a lot of great underground reggae music that's come out of Toronto. So I don't know if you guys have heard any, but yeah, definitely check it out. It's pretty sick. At least I enjoy it.
Well, only thing I know about Toronto is they did have a reggae singer, and his name was Snow. Remember that song, Informer? Well, I'm not gonna sing it because I might get it. I might get an
I know we
emoji.
would love to hear you.
No, we won't.
No. I can't do it. We prevented not to sing. But you know the song called Informer by Snow, because he was from Canada.
Right. That's right. He was from Toronto,
okay.
but and then they've recently brought him back, like last year, the year prior, for a reggaeton song. Within the same melody, and then he actually sings like the last verse of the original Informer song. But you raise a great point, because that particular I mean, there's so many different subgenres of reggae, like soca, plenty that you guys are familiar with, but it's a lot of on the underground and stuff too. It was brought to my attention. It's of like people from Haiti going all the way, like just bypassing the U.S. and just going straight to Toronto.
Yes.
There's Haitian people everywhere you go. Like, you can't go one place and not find somebody who's Haitian.
But you know what?
Are you gonna go to Canada?
I actually have ancestors that when they came here, they came by way of Toronto, Canada, rather than New York, believe it or not.
So is that your genre that you're staying under? Are you falling under the Caribbean genre, or what are you soul? Where do you sit? Now I'm talking about Stephanie. Where
I'm more like R&B soul.
Okay, so you have not settled. I don't speak
Creole. I don't speak Creole well enough to be.
Don't feel bad. When you said "oi," I was so glad you didn't ask me about anything else, because I was like, I passed that test.
No, for real. Like I wrote this song that I'm talking a little bit of Creole, and I had to actually access a English translation to a Creole book to actually do it. But I did it, and it's about to, hopefully, once we finish the editing process,
and that's going to bring you across. That's going to cross you. That's going to bring the cross for you, because you're going to be able to cross music on that side versus this side. So you're crossing over. You're kind of doing like what Selena did when Selena came from the Mexican music to the Americans. She did a crossover. So you're crossing over your music. So it'll be on a genre of, they will be able to appreciate what you're doing from the mere fact on both sides of the street, because you have both versions. So tell us, when did you decide to do this? Were you always singing? Like, where did this come from? This boisterous, beautiful soul that came out in your lyrics and your music, because your music is dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell me, like, where did you start? Like, what happened? Were you always singing, or did you decide somebody told you could sing?
In church. I like singing in church. So I started like at the Catholic church. I sang there for about, let's say, 10 years from the age of 6.
Okay.
I didn't so much agree with the politics of the Catholic Church, even though I have 2 priests and nuns in my family, but that's a long story. So don't
worry, we got time.
So I decided to do to like start going to outside of the Catholic Church, and I joined a Baptist church, and I was a choir director and singing in the choir there. And I decided that, like, I was a choir director and working with children who couldn't get with my vibe, because I knew more classical gospel songs than than soulful ones. So like they didn't really want to learn them, and I used to leave there like very disheartened every week. So I decided to write my own songs to teach them, and that's how I started writing songs.
Okay. So we
Yeah.
got that in common too. Choir director. And I love working with the youth because they're so innocent. They're not sitting there entertaining. They're singing from their soul. So
Right.
that worked out for you because you wrote a soulful song and they're singing from their soul. So your true meaning of your song really like zoomed out in ministry. And it was gospel you wrote?
Yeah, I wrote a when I was working with those kids, I decided that I was no longer gonna try to get them to learn my Catholic hymns. So I wrote a whole album for them. It was 14 tracks, an intro and 2 interludes, an outro, and 10 full-length songs. And I wrote it and I gave it to all of them, and then they started learning my songs.
So where is your music? Like, is that where your music is? Like, is your gospel CD out?
No, it was never put out. I just gave it to the kids, so I never really like.
Wow.
Yeah.
So working as an independent artist, were you forced to do that, or was that something you decided to do? Like, did you
No, I
realize
decided to do because I didn't want to be defeated by doubt that the kids were just not agreeing with what I was doing. Yeah.
So you wanted that power, and you knew that being signed, that power was taken away from you.
Right.
Yeah, I could feel that because that's why I feel so bad. And that's why I'm so grateful for this platform, because people are starting, and not only this platform, I'm grateful for quarantine. Somebody's gonna look at me and be like, she done lost her mind, she done hit her hair hard. But I'm grateful for quarantine because quarantine is educating us to things such as this. Like I would have never known about JNote had quarantine never happened. And Andrea Jackson had not started her showcase, where she started doing her videos to educate and let everybody know, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's out here. The music is out here. We were stuck on thinking that the only music that was out here was what Chris Brown was doing and then that new music. We didn't know all the music that's coming out now. We thought it was just for this Y generation music, but our music is coming back.
But then when you look at Spotify and there's about 1 billion artists on there, that's not popular.
How about that?
A billion.
How about that? And
There's
talking about popular and being on Spotify, this is one of your Spotify songs that I like too. It was called Moving Forward.
Yes, and I wrote that song to celebrate my nephew who was graduating from 8th grade during the quarantine, and Johnny did the bass line, and we worked together to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm a player for the people, just so they can get a little rhythm of it. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you, Greg, and thank you, Barbara. My Aunt Barbara came through. So hold on, we're about to hear Moving Forward.
Can't say that it was easy to have adored every step of the way. We learned so many things about the world and all these concepts and strategies, and all the friends we made along the way that helped us get to the next phase. I worked hard like a soldier, marching into the future. Oh yeah, we did it. We finally finished, and now we're moving forward, running towards the next chapter. Moving forward, yes we are, moving forward. I know it might sound crazy, but I'm feeling emotional for this inspiring moment, the light at the end of the tunnel, and everything I went through to get here. Now that the story's moving forward, I feel a sense of satisfaction for this victory that I got. I gave it my best and passed every test, and now I feel so blessed to be moving forward.
Wow, that is beautiful. And you wrote that for your nephew. I know
Yeah.
he was honored.
Yes, he was.
Wow.
I felt bad because like with the quarantine, like he didn't get to experience like I did, like in the 8th grade when I actually got to walk across the stage and grab my diploma. Like he didn't get
Right.
to do it, so a lot of people didn't. Plus, I work with kids and I didn't get to see my 5th graders like go and accept their diplomas for the next, to going on to the next round or to
Right.
even say goodbye to them, because of the quarantine. So it was kind of, it made me want to write. It's sad.
So I
Quarantine
find,
changed lives. It's like,
yes, it did. Some for good and some for bad. And it's good that even in a bad situation, something good was able to come through.
right.
You know, like I'm smiling because you're American, but you can hear the deep roots of your Caribbean feel. Like
Thank
you can
you.
hear it, like you can't miss it. And it's like you get that, you feel that water vibration going on. You can feel, that healing and is rejuvenating. But not only for your nephew, but anybody can take that and move forward.
Right.
Because you can think about anything in your life that you're dealing with, a relationship, a job, this situation with quarantine. I did my best and now I'm moving forward. So you weren't just inspiring and congratulating your nephew. You're speaking to everyone where someone could say, yeah, I did give it my best. Yeah, you know what? I am moving forward. I still got my mask on, but I'm moving forward. I'm still standing 6 feet away, but at least we're progressing forward.
Yeah.
Even though media may tell us that we're not, we know that we are. Because like you said earlier, you paint the picture of something totally different than what really is going on.
It's true.
And you put that fear in your heart. So brother is he's in deep thought. He's like,
No, I'm just listening. That's all.
But it's true. Like, if it wasn't for the quarantine, like, you had to find something to do to not lose your mind. Like, imagine, like, just sitting there thinking about all the people that's dying and all this. Like, so many people that I know died. I lost my drummer, Richie Johnson. I lost a few people, Linda Beckham. And then you think about if you sit home and just like pondering on all the loss and all the sick and everything that's closed and you can't go out and you're just stuck at home. You got to try to find a creative outlet to do something that's going to keep you sane and keep your sanity, because otherwise you'll be out there just like some people committed suicide. Some people are getting sick not because of the coronavirus, but because of stress. Like, music wasn't my outlet. Like, if it wasn't for music and just like deciding to like practice my piano or write songs or do something, write lyrics, like, I probably would have lost my mind.
so do you play piano?
I play a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, and she's
Yeah.
gotten really good over this since February or March. I think she was just practicing just general arpeggios and stuff like that, and all the stuff that she's contributed during these compositions on this past record. That she does an outstanding job. As you guys can hear.
And you're so right. Music is so healing because it's like you said, you could be literally losing your mind. Like I could tell you times where it hurt me to listen to music, but then it got me out of my funk to listen to the music after I couldn't sit there for a period of time. Like,
Right.
When I'm going driving, I have that music to play for that drive when I need to think. Like I remember I made a playlist and I was with my girlfriend and we was on our road trip. And I was playing the music and I was like, I must have been really upset and going through when I made this playlist, because the music that I'm listening to right now is like straight telling me like, it's all right. You gonna make it. I understand he hurt you. And I was like, what was I going through? And like every song that I played on it was like, was like, wait a minute, was I upset? What was going on when I made this playlist? And I had to go back and look at the title of the playlist. It was like, I called it 95. I said, oh, you know what? I be upset when I be on 95. When I take them rides where I be like, I need to clear my mind. And it be that music that be talking. I be driving like, yeah.
That's funny.
Like when my brother get on my nerves, I play that playlist. I'ma kill him.
You know what? 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 Don't pay no mind to her. Okay? Don't pay no mind to her. I was just thinking about the thing about music. And the other day I was catching a train to come back to Jersey, and I had my earpods on. So I listened to iHeartRadio. So it was this one station, I forgot it was. It was down, I think 96.1 to Jams, whatever. And as I was riding the 400 bus, an old song came on. And it was a classic song. It's Sarita Wright and GC Cameron, and that was that song, I Want to Be Right by Your Side. That and Universal Love of the World. I mean, I was like a little kid when that song came out, but you know, that's what music does. I mean, when I listen to like old school, like Freddie Jackson, Johnny, you talked about Mars Day and them, the Time classic group, you know, everything they did with Prince was classic. Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Lauryn Hill, Bob Marley. I mean, just certain songs that come on that just make you think. And while Miss Stephanie was talking, I was thinking about music in my mind. I was like, wow, I remember a time where music actually made you feel good. And that's why I was getting the vibes when her music was being played. Both her songs was being played tonight.
God. Thank you.
Music that make you feel good. You're welcome. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and my sis tell me the tone on that, but I gotta be honest on what I'm about ready to say. Today's music, it just, I don't know. It just, even if y'all take a look at my shirt, I got all the hip hop greats on this shirt. All Run DMC, Snoop, all them, Jay-Z, all that. And I did that for you, Miss Stephanie, because you're from Brooklyn. Biggie is on here too.
Brooklyn in the house.
But make a long story short, it's like today's music. What my sister said, they make music like she mentioned Chris Brown, like the rappers today, and even so-called R&B singers today. When you listen to hip hop and you listen to R&B, it's you listen to the lyrics, and the lyrics are not meaningful at all. You know, they're talking about either getting high off of lean. They always use the 808, and they always sound like they high. It sound like one person sound like the next person, and it's just it don't have no soul to it. So when independent artists like Stephanie, no, go ahead, say what you're gonna say. No, go ahead, finish your statement.
You mentioned earlier Chuck D, which brilliant point, like, you know, with Public Enemy. I mean, like, because that was a news outlet for a lot of realism that a lot of people didn't get the news where it was really coming from in certain parts, you know. So he, you know, which was the evolution of with Public Enemy, you know, and that was great. I don't know. Are you familiar with Prophets of Rage that Chuck D did kind of recently with the remaining members of?
Oh, come on! Yes, I know about Prophets of Rage. Yes,
yeah. That was sick. That was great. It was like the Avengers, if you will, like the Avengers with Pelican. You know, you had the synergetic group, this X factor of the live instrumentation of Rage Against the Machine, and then of course, you know, you got Chuck D on the mic, and you have Be Real from Cypress Hill, and of course DJ Lord, you know, all on one stage. And I was like, at any time, if this world needs real hip hop, it's now. You know, I grew up mainly, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s hip hop, you know, when I was a teenager, you know, listening to that. And of course, like Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, like with their Raising Hell tour, when I was probably too young in the earlier days, like around '86 or so. But
Johnny,
yeah,
I went to the Raising Hell tour when it was at the Spectrum in Philly. I went there. I had the fortune but misfortune of going there. And Miss Stephanie and my sister and Johnny, let me tell you, first thing walking in the door, you got LL Cool J. Now he's a totally different person now. But when I walked in, he was like one of the opening acts. LL, is calling everybody in Philadelphia blanks and blanks and using all time four-letter words, cursing out the audience.
Right.
Yes.
Get out of here.
And I remember
that.
That's when Shauna, when LL first came out, he was not how he is today.
So this is where my brother and I come in, where he said, I said he has to, what the word you said, you need to do what? What do I say you need to do? It's when you look at music today, see, I look at it from a different view. I'm not going to say they don't have soul. I'm going to say that's how they relate. We relate from a soulful sound. So yes,
right.
When LL first came out, think about it. The way you really can think about it and get the realism of exactly how he was then versus now, which kind of explains what I'm trying to say. Remember, if you, I'm not sure if you were old enough to see it, but you may remember it. Remember the movie Crush Groove?
Yep.
So I'm gonna see if I can find the clip before the night is out. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip real quick. But when he came out and it was like, auditions is over.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? He's like, auditions is over. You gotta come back tomorrow. He was like, you don't know who I am. So he mugged the one guy. And they moved the other guy to the side, and he walked in, was like, yo, my radio, I like it loud. And then he started rocking the crowd. And they was like, but his thing was, by any means necessary, I'm going to come and deal with y'all the way I deal with you, the way I see you. So back then, the way to talk to us was the same way comedians was talking to us. They felt that they had to cuss just to make a joke funny. They felt that they had to be rude and they had to be cussing just to make a point, because Run came in and said, whose MFing house is this? When I say Run, when I say house, I say whose house? You said Run's house. But the story behind it was he was mad.
Right.
He had just had an argument. So he was like, F all this S. So after that, people was hyped. And they was like, yo, that's it. That's what they want us to hear. That's how they wanted to talk. So that's when they ran with that. Then when you came out, remember, Puffy came out, and he started taking other people's music and rewriting music on top of other people's music. So what happened? Yep. Everybody said, I ain't got to make no music. I could take your music and just write another rhyme to it, because people was understanding and people was liking the new feel of the new flavor of the new music according to the new words that was on the old track.
Right.
So everybody, but this is what they like. Again, it come back to how the record portrayed them to believe. You don't believe me? Look at fashion. Fashion leads us women to believe that body cam is in. I'm sorry. When I'm in my 2X with a 3X booty, body cam is not for me today. Okay? Especially when a man sees me in the street and think I'm wearing it this way for him. No, it's because that's all the media stores was selling, and that was all I could find on Amazon. You understand what I'm saying? But to
just
them,
like the skinny jeans. I don't wear no skinny jeans.
But
my jeans got a sag.
But that's how you are listening with it. But today's kids was like, yo, I like it. It's fashion.
Man, it's sad. You should hear these like second graders. They're 7 years old and they're repeating like Cardi B songs, which I give her props. She does her thing. But when 7 years talking about drop it like it's hot and I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
No,
Stephanie.
and they're singing it word for word, and I'm like, this is
And
crazy.
prime
Like, whatever.
example,
They walked in and they all started singing, "I wake up thinking about murder," and the whole class, second graders. I'm like, they're 7 years old, and they're talking about "I wake up thinking about murder." It's very sad.
yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
You just mentioned that artist just now. I heard a song, and I ain't gonna repeat the lyrics, but it was so graphic
Oh,
that
the WAP song.
something about their blank blank smells like blank 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 cat.
Oh, the
Fish.
WAP song. That's the WAP
Yeah,
song.
yeah, that one.
I won't
I had to
listen
stop.
to it.
I'm like, what the hell?
I won't listen to it. But again,
I was like, what the?
but you gotta remember, right now, our kids, that's how they're talking. That's how they're relating. So that's their music. To us, we're like, that's degrading. You understand what I'm saying? Just like with my mom. When I was coming up, I was talking about I need love. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can remember the wait a minute. Wait a minute. What he says, wait a minute. Wait, let me see. I can't.
I'm gonna do it. Ding,
No.
ding.
No.
When I'm alone in my room and I
Oh,
okay, all right.
Okay, I'm about to mute it.
All right. Hey, Johnny, if she mute me, you pick it up.
But my point, trust me, I will mute him too. And if you don't,
Stephanie, pick it up. Put some twang to it, Stephanie.
So here you go. This is what we do now. We do that. See what I'm saying? So then I keep telling him I have control. So he has to behave.
Oh, wow.
So is he gonna behave? Are you gonna behave?
The flip of a switch. It's like
Are
a
you gonna
classroom,
behave?
you know?
Are you gonna behave? Are you gonna behave? So John, I had to show him too. So it's 2 against 2 tonight. Are you two gonna
I'm
behave?
cool.
Are y'all two at the bottom gonna behave? Okay.
Johnny, you cool, man?
You have my word.
Y'all ice? Y'all got ice on y'all? You sure? You got ice on you? See, I had to show my brother a new trick tonight. Because he thought he was going to mute his phone. He thought he was going to mute his computer. Then he thought he was going to do an icon on him. He didn't know I was going to kick him out and bring him back in. See, we telling them. And the young shall leave them. Because I am the baby. Gotta love me. So anyway, I know he'll get me back. Eventually, he'll get me back. But he understands. He's like Tank right now. Tank wrote a song that said, "Maybe I deserve." This is called karma.
Not.
Oh, you doing it again? You doing it again?
I hate that song. That song.
I see why. Because you think you don't deserve to get what I do to you.
I hate that song.
But yeah, but like I said, like when we came out, we loved that song. I Need Love, right, Will? We liked all the LL Cool J songs. But then when he came back to Paradise, when he came back with the Paradise album, he came in. We seen a new side of him. Just like when Mary J. Blige came out, she came out with Real Love.
Yes.
Then she came back with Drama. At the time, that's what they're going through. So to say that,
wait a minute, hold on, sis. Wait a minute, before you go on, you said Real Love. You forgot My Life. Then she start transitioning. It was that album, My Life.
Well, the point I was making was they're here and now. Right. The music transition of what we appreciate then versus what we appreciate now. And when you really think about it, which I'm going to ask you, we have a greater appreciation for 70s music.
Yeah. 70s music was really nice.
Well, I concur as a bassist. I mean, so many good bass players, Bootsy Collins, when he was able to begin his solo career, after working with cats like James Brown and, obviously working with Parliament Funkadelic and George Clinton and stuff. And, the Bootsy Collins Rubber Band. And, I'm obviously a huge Bootsy fan. I can't say what bass player isn't, or Sly and the Family Stone. Anybody that plays slap.
Larry Graham.
Oh
yeah.
My buddy.
And
he did the finger pluck, right? He did the finger pluck.
What's my song? What's
Right.
my song?
Tell that
I think I'm gonna have to play that
story.
tonight. I have to play that on mine. Your love
More like
Yeah,
one in a
I'm sorry.
million you.
to me
That was,
now.
you know, the interesting thing is that became like one of
Your
his big hits,
peace,
but it was,
your
Ain't no
you know,
mind to her.
very big.
means so much to me. Yes, Mary. And she's come back.
But
It's
so
my
anybody
love, it's
so after
my
that doesn't
love,
know
it's
about
my
Mary,
love.
and one Mary
Means
doesn't
so
know, but
much to you. Then why,
yeah,
love, do
so
you do the things you do? What'd you say? And the peace, yeah. I still do better than you. What? Even when I put my mic
Um,
on, what?
Gary, Johnny, I'm sorry.
but
Larry Graham. It was the
You
two
want me to do
yeah,
finger
another one?
pluck he did.
You want me to do another Larry Band?
right.
You need me to do it?
And he
Further in the
to hear
sun.
how great he was.
You know what I'm saying, Stephanie? So he's having a conversation with them, you know, him down here. I think I have a conversation with you. So
I'm
Stephanie,
talking to Stephanie too. I'm talking to Stephanie too. No, Stephanie, listen. This is for both of y'all. This is for both of y'all. Not the one in the corner, but for both of y'all. Both our guests.
do I need to remove you again?
Johnny, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna ask Stephanie this question first, and then I'm gonna segue down to John. Miss Stephanie, who
Okay.
inspired you to do music? Because every time you hear like an artist like from from Haiti, Trinidad, Jamaica, they always tried to link them saying that Bob Marley, always was the inspiration. And I know Bob Marley's good. Yeah, Ziggy Marley, you had the Wailers, you had everybody. But who inspired you? And John, I'm gonna ask you the question too. Who inspired you, Miss Stephanie, what musical stylings drew you to say, I want to sing?
There's so many. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey,
Okay.
Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan is one of my favorite artists in the world.
Yes.
I love Mel LaRue a lot. I like their voices and just the way that they approach music, and like listening to them really does inspire me as a singer.
I can see that. So was Mahalia Jackson one of them for you?
More Yolanda Adams than Mahalia Jackson. Like
Okay.
I'm a huge Yolanda Adams fan.
She sings her face off.
Yeah, she does.
Johnny?
Well, as a bass player, we tend to there's a role as a bass player, of course, and that's locking them with the drummer most of the time to keep time, right? So when I'm not doing that, I of course like to listen to a lot of what we call quote lead bass players, and that could be everyone from cats like Marcus Miller to I had mentioned Bootsy Collins earlier. Bootsy earlier, he locked in well, when he was with James Brown prior upon being able to, hook up an envelope filter and a fuzz box and basically kind of do his Jimi Hendrix thing on his Starship bass. So stuff like that. I like Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I
He's
really
good.
like some progressive rock. Yeah, and Geddy Lee from the Canadian power rock trio. There's just it's a long list, but oh man, it's just lately Stanley Clark. I like what Marcus Miller and Stanley Clark did. With that Holy Trinity record. Where it's three basses. And then like another band with some keyboards and some drums and things of that nature. And while they were on tour, this would have been the week that Michael Jackson had passed. They did an arrangement of "Beat It," where Stanley Clark kind of did the rhythm guitar part on his bass, whereas Victor Wooten kind of did the lead guitar part on his bass. And then meanwhile, Marcus Miller is known for his talking bass. And so he did kind of like the vocal medleys and some other tricks. And then all three of them kind of just did something in the round on there. But of course, since I had the honor of living in Minneapolis 2 different times. Like this guy right here from Prince. From creating the Minneapolis sound. I'm just anything from Prince's debut record to all of his proteges, including the Vanity and Apollonia Sixth, but particularly Morris Day and the Time. Jim Jam and Terry Lewis, who went on to produce, my favorite Janet Jackson record, the Rhythm Nation record. It's just
Got a bass
so,
in there.
yeah, it's just so much. Well, of course, Terry Lewis being the bassist there, and a lot of bassists that that I happen to be fans of, they turn out to be really good producers. One good thing is, like, when you're playing the bass and you're just playing the root note at first, and everything that's not being played at that particular moment, you can hear everything else. That, like, okay, yeah, I can kind of hear a symphony, if you will. I can see, like I can hear a guitar part, I can hear some keys here, or if a horn section, some phonics, etc. So yeah, my list, the beat goes on and on, man. I could tell you, but it'd probably be 5 years from now if I could come to.
You know what, Johnny? You know what? I don't know if Miss Stephanie and you are big fans, but you was talking about bass players, and one bass player that I particularly like that really don't get enough credit was Bernard Edwards from the Chic with Nile Rodgers. Bernard Edwards.
Very underrated.
Remember,
yes.
Red Chic. Remember his bass, if you listen to the beginning song of the classic song, Dance, 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 Good Times, He's the Greatest Dancer, We Are Family, Good, what else? I Want Your Love. You listen to all Chic music and you hear that.
Right.
You hear that bass.
Which
you hear it. You can't run from it. Yes, Rapper's Delight.
Right. That's right. It's very, very just, and again, like that 70s disco-esque to funk, thing, which creates a magnetic dance floor. And that's another thing, as a role of me being the bassist, as being 50% of the rhythm section, I want to keep that dance floor magnetic, but who wouldn't,
Yeah.
So
Stephanie,
which explains.
You never want to do.
Go ahead.
You never want. I'm sorry, sis. You never want to do a show when we get out of this COVID. Miss Stephanie, you never want to do a show where people are just standing around looking at each other. You want to keep them moving.
That's
and
right.
You want them to feel the soul. Don't be like that lady from Taste of Honey when she started playing. What's that song? Boogie Oogie Oogie. How that song was created. People, they were playing and no one was dancing. So she got on the microphone and started cursing at them and be like, if y'all beep, 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 beep. And that's how the song came. I don't need you, Miss Stephanie, to start cursing. Don't curse somebody out, Miss Stephanie. I know you're from Brooklyn, but don't curse nobody out, please.
I think if you have fun on stage, like you tend to get people to have fun too. So like you just have to just try to create a fun and enjoyable platform where they could just vibe off of your energy.
Well, I'm not going to see that not being a problem for you too, as I was getting ready to say, because the way I've listened to your music and the way your music has been flowing, I haven't seen a moment where no one won't feel the need or feel that vibe. But you got to remember when you're playing with that fire, you can't help but to feel it before you even start singing. And then when you really start singing, you can't help but to move. Like, that's one of the things that I had liked about Caribbean music. No matter what song it was, you always moved. You always moved. And that's why I love the fact that it's like that water feature. I always call it the water feature because it's, when you look at water's always moving.
Right.
It's always in motion. And whether the song is slow, like oh, it's a move.
Is that the electric slide? Is that the electric slide?
Anyway, don't even disrespect them like that. But And even when what's his name? Oh man, what was his name? And everybody only knew him forever. And then they came out with Patra after him. And then oh God, what is his name? Oh my goodness. He was the Jamaican singer though. I can't think of his name. What was it?
What's the song?
I can't even think of the song. I'm drawing a blank.
Is it Jimmy Cliff?
No.
The Harder They Fall?
Caribbean. He was,
It was a reggae singer?
Reggae. For the longest time, it was like seemed like he was the only person everybody knew because that was the only song that everybody always played.
Shabba Ranks?
There you go, Shabba.
Shabba.
Mr. Loverman.
Yeah.
Shabba. And then all of a sudden, everybody else came out. Elephant Man, all of them. And no matter, even when he sang, you know, you moved. You had that fever. And that's what I see with you. Like, you know, so with that being said, have a record company even came to you, or did you always just flow your own? Did you always run on your own?
Don't sweat no record company for you answer.
Okay,
Don't sweat them. Keep doing what you're doing.
I want to know, did they ever approach her? Go ahead.
I've worked with other producers before who came to me and wanted to work with me, but then they were like, "Oh, I can help you get further if you put it out. If you're willing to give up something." So I was like,
wow.
You know what? Yeah, basically. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do my thing myself, because they're very bold. They say, "Oh, you don't have to do the WAP." The WAP.
You know what? That's
sad.
If you show me that WAP, I'll get you further in your career.
Oh,
that's sad.
And that's what I'm talking about, because you have that check mark. Like I told you, you got that strike against you. Beautiful woman. And
but then I would say this, like on Facebook, a guy reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for artists to be a part of my because he sends people overseas to go and travel and sing." So he sent me all over Russia 3 times. I've been to Siberia, I sang a few times, and you know, it was just like without having to give anything, and they paid for everything, like room, board, everything.
International does that. Yeah. International people will play your album and say, "We're doing another hour of that one artist." And in the States, they'll say, "We're playing it one time, and the DJ can only play it for 32 seconds, and then we cutting it. And if they play it anywhere else, we are muting it." And AJ, yes, Shaggy, he was the one who said it wasn't me, right? Was it Shaggy that said it wasn't me?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yes.
And you couldn't help but that look, even though he was saying it wasn't me, you knew what he was talking about. You still was moving, saying, "Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I saw you,
Johnny." It's, you know what, Miss Stephanie, it's called that type of it's unfortunate, being a music lover and studying music. And you know, back in 1993 when I was going to Temple, I was lucky to get an internship with Def Jam Records.
Wow.
So I met Shrimpy Russell Simmons. I met Redman before he came out.
You might have known my cousin, maybe. Combat Jack is my cousin.
Who's your
Redman?
cousin?
Combat Jack. You know Combat Jack? Reggie Osei.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, I was an intern. I was an intern when the few times that I seen him. "Hello, sir. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing?" And he went on to his business. That's how he was. Only time I really interacted with him is one time. It was me and a young lady who also went to Temple with me, and I'm gonna make this PG rated. He wanted her and me to get the mail, and because she was a college student, she had nice legs. He said, "All right, well, you can go and do this and do that." Her name is, I'm not gonna mention her name. but you could sit down, you could talk to me. I mean, he did talk to me, but closed my door and, you know, and he talked to her. But that's just the way what Stephanie just said about putting out there is unfortunate, that back then and just a little bit today, but Suge Knight changed all that when he started beating people's asses. That changed all that. You know what I mean? So it's just unfortunate. Yes, very different. They were, and matter of fact, at that time in the 90s, they were giving out internships to be at Death Row Records. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
But you got to remember, this is the stories that you hear. You know, like that's why when the whole R. Kelly thing came up, I was like, are y'all surprised? You know, he did something to get busted, to have his story out here because everybody was doing it. And it's not even to the point that everybody was doing it. You don't believe it? Jaguar Wright is running around town now saying, yeah, Neo Soul had it going on too. So, you know, everybody was
I heard
doing
about that. I heard about that.
It just seemed like if you got busted not paying the price, then your story got told and that was the end of your industry. But thankful for you being independent, you kind of don't have to worry about that flavor.
Well,
because nobody don't have that rope on your neck because you're doing it on your own. Because the record deal.
My thing, Stephanie, and Johnny, because I work together. My thing is keep your teamship, keep your teamwork together, and work aside the industry. I mean, beside, not inside, because it's a lot of people out there that went out there and the record companies gave them promotion money and stuff like that and all that other stuff, which they did all the promotion themselves. You know what I mean? Because the record companies, right. I mean, they got the machinery, but it's best that if they offer you something, y'all to work together and keep that. Don't be totally absorbed by it, because if you get absorbed in it, record companies, they have this mentality, and they still do, where if they throw it against the wall to see if it sticks, you understand what I'm saying? We all heard the story about what's that singer, Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys had a contract at 13 years old.
Yeah,
she couldn't get out. But she couldn't get out of it, and she sat for years until Clive Davis started J Records, and her contract expired or whatever situation was. Clive Davis came and got her. But it's like I said, you're being independent, that gives you an advantage, because like I said, a lot of people I hear, oh, let me get signed, let me get signed, let me get signed. Just because you get signed doesn't mean that they're going to get right behind you. But people got to remember,
right? Not all that's not all the way true. That's partially true based off of the stories that we've heard. But don't get it. But there are some good record company people. Like we have our producers that work with record deals and record companies, and they're not independent. Some of them are independent, some are not. Our favorite one, Donald DaCosta. But it depends on who you're working with. They're not playing. Things are different now. But being an independent artist, you kind of got more say. So this works as
there's not only 3 major labels these days.
Didn't hear you.
Say that again, Johnny.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Johnny.
Yeah, well, just as of 10 years ago, there was only like major. Yeah, can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yeah,
yes, we can hear you now.
Only 3 major labels. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so there's only like 3 major labels these days, and they mainly prey upon younger, more naive type musicians. You're gonna go. It's a 200-page, 3-album contract. Like, oh yeah, sure, you get a $500K advance. Just some of your more naive younger types might just go to the back, sign it, and but they don't understand they have to recoup that and beyond cross collateralization. And then of course, if they don't sell all 3 of those records, they're going to own the masters to them. They still owe them money. But so having said that, like with there only being 3 major record labels, there's not much these days that a major label can offer a lot of independent musicians. That's why they're coming after them. Like so many like the videos have been made on YouTube. I know like just the Billboard Pop Hit like Thrift Shop a few years back. That was like, oh wow, you know, this is had so many, you know, hits and stuff, and so many people have watched it, it's up to the musician to filter through. If it's an independent label, it's usually typically on a 60-40 split, to that extent. And every word in a contract is negotiable. I had the honor of Dr. David Steffen. He used to work with he was an A&R rep for A&M Records. And this was kind of scary because our final exam was was just a record contract that we had to edit, and we only had 3 hours to do it. But he was kind enough to only filter it out to 80 pages as opposed to the traditional 200. So by the end, it was like, okay, pencils down, and my neck just felt like it was going to snap. But right at the beginning, our first day, he's like, okay, class, we're going to learn about this. And he put a big FTA acronym on there. And he looks at us. So I'm like, okay, I'll bite. What does that mean? And he's like, F the artist. I'm like, oh, and sure enough, and this is when, your 4 record labels were around then, like, Warner Brothers, of course, which Prince, he wasn't too happy with that. He would say like, oh, sure, I could play a song you might know called Purple Rain, but I don't own the masters, unfortunately, to it anymore. He was able to expose that at least, Universal Records, EMI, and then like any record label you'll hear, like Priority Records, of course, those would be a subsidiary to one of the major 3, and that's the record label is just, one of the mediums of, the ownership, let alone with film or any other form of art, I guess.
Well, like I said, I don't really foresee Miss Stephanie JNote really having any issues because she's strong, she's bold, and she's exciting. And even if the albums or the record companies may not believe that that's what the people want to hear right now, I beg to differ. And I beg to differ simply because of this one right here. It's called Love Matters. Yeah, Love Matters.
That's moving forward.
That's moving forward? So what happened to Love Matters? Hold on.
And now we're moving forward.
She said, I know my music.
Yeah, with Love.
I ain't mind hearing that again.
Johnny set me up with this bass line, and it was just like so dope. I was like,
Is the matter. Too much blood has splattered. Serve unity on a platter. World love is the matter. If we all come together, one nation under groove. And we let love flow to address the issues. There be more dry eyes and less people crying the blues. Yeah. If we all come together, one nation under groove. Hey. Come as one and storm the weather, like birds flock together in harmony. Love is the matter. It's all about love. Too much blood has splattered. For the world serves unity on a platter. Change world, love is the matter. If we all were united, stop the prejudice and racism. To make this a global moving through and then rearrange for a positive change. Yeah. So let's resolve the differences and have respect for your fellow man. Then we will see clearly for the good of humanity. Yeah. Comets wanna storm the weather, like birds flock together in harmony, love and unity. Love is the matter. Love is the fight. Too much blood has splattered. Come together, yeah. Unity on a platter.
You know, if I may interject for just a minute. You know, they always ask, what can we do? Or what is the problem? Or, you know, what's the issue? And you put it all, you did what we're used to doing. And you could tell where you get your inspiration from, because you're doing it the way we were taught to do it. Put it in song. Because when you can't hear me talking to you, you might hear me sing it to you. Like the preacher would say, or like they would say at the church, you heard the choir saying, now it's time for the preacher to say, y'all sleeping on me. But you know, if anyone was to ask me, and I'm not saying this just because you're on the show, I'm not saying this just because you're here, but if they was to ask me, because there's a couple of songs that some of the independent artists recently have written, and they would ask me, what would I think, or what would be my formula for dealing with what's going on today, I would have to say, your song. I would have to give them some earplugs and say, listen, you want to know? The message is in the music. She's going to tell you what you need to do. And I'm serious when I say that, because that the problem is we're not uniting. We're not coming together. And there is so much blood splattered. But the thing about it is, we're not looking at who's causing us to fight against each other and splatting this blood. And you're sitting right there and saying, look, I bet you, that's what you said in your song. I bet you if you sit down and talk with me, you're going to find out the answer. But also, if we sit down together and have the conversation, we'll find out who the real enemy is.
You know what? People don't see, like, that even though we're different, we're similar in so many ways. Like, you know, and they see the differences as threatening for some reason. I don't understand why. Like, you think your way, you practice your religion, you eat your food your way. What difference does it make that it's a little different than yours? Like, you know, you still should respect each other. I think
that's the word.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's it right there. The queen.
People have this idea that it has to be like universal thought. Like, if I think one way, you have to think that way, or you're wrong, and you're so wrong that I hate you because of it. You know, that's the way that that I see the world right now, which is
And
very
that's, and
sad.
that's so true. That's so true. Aretha Franklin said it best when she spelled it.
Right, exactly.
She said it's all about respect. And when you really think about it, it's like you said, it's because you don't respect my uniqueness to be me. And because you feel as though I need to be a certain way, you decide to say, no, it's time for me to act according to what you feel as though mindset. That's personal.
Right.
That's personal. So when you wrote Love Matter, was that your intention? Like when you wrote that song, was that the intention of saying, if you really want to know what's the problem and the issue and how we can deal with the issue, was that what Love Matters came from?
Me and Johnny actually did a virtual writing session together, and like I was like, maybe we should write about like the topic of like unity. So like we wrote this song together. We wrote all the lyrics together, and it was just like, you know, like I've been to other countries than here, and you see the differences, and you see there's beauty everywhere, whether they practice what you practice, whether they speak a different language or speak the same language. You see people and you just see that their uniqueness is their beauty. And sometimes like you have to like look at it from a different perspective other than just like what you see in your backyard from the front of your front yard. Like if you don't know the world, that's you're just gonna be closed minded and not understand that there's other people, there's other things going on besides Buddhism and Christianity and Muslim. I mean, there's other things, you know, like even if you there's one God though, like if you think that, you know, we're all the same, we still will call his name God, Allah, whatever you call him, Yahweh, whatever you call his name, it's still one God. It's still you still put one pant leg on at a time. You still sit down to poop. So like we're all similar even though we're different, and you know, like it's something to that we all have to understand. Like we all get an education, we all go to school, we all have a mother and father, we all, you know, pigmentation shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter like you're a different culture or from a different country. It should just matter that they're human beings, and love is what matters the most. Like love is respect, love is just honoring that they're human, and that's what really should matter.
You know what, Stephanie? When you talk, Miss Stephanie, when you talk about your music just now, I'm looking at your face, I'm looking at your eyes, and I'm looking at the excitement that you have talking about your works, and that is what an artist. That's what I respect about independent artists. Artists, period. Artists that can talk about their work and have a joy and have an enthusiasm about it, instead of being like, well, yeah, and it's about and yeah, and yeah, and so I hate when artists, so-called artists, talk or even act like that, because I'm the person who wants to get your work, but if I see how you're presenting it to me, you sitting up there like, I mean, you know, so I like he was like doing this and doing that. I'm like, so I'm going to patronize you and buy your or listen to your music, and you're showing this interest, like it's just something that you just threw together. And when you just, like I said, describe your works, you had that enthusiasm, you had that vigor, as I say,
Thank you.
talking about your music. That's also what's not present today. I mean, artists being excited about their work. Now, some are, but it's a lot that's not. So I'm glad you're one of the artists that it's excited about their work. Don't you agree, Johnny? I think he is sound.
You're on mute.
Yeah, he's on mute. Yeah, but you know, you're right. And again, you know, I can't say that I mean, you know, I'm always going to be opposite on that. I'm going to always say it depends on the person. And that may not be, you know, like You have some people that says this is how I love, but it doesn't mean I don't love you.
It's different forms of love, different
Right.
forms.
But again, just because it's a form that you're familiar with doesn't mean it's my familiarity. You know, again, it comes right back to who you are and what it is to you. Like me loving you was providing for you, buying food for you, taking care of you, making sure you had a place to lay your head. That was love. But in my house, love went beyond that. So I believe it just depends on the creativity of the love. But no, it's no secret how much she really loves what she do, and she loves what she represents. I got to show you this before Johnny answers your question, because this is gonna paint exactly what you had to say about her. And I got clear. She's probably laughing because she probably knows exactly what I'm getting ready to do. But she represents, and when she represents, and she lets you know who she for.
Decoding the world's mysteries. There is so much more to see. Brooklyn's where the party's at. If you've been there, then you know that. To know is to love it. Ain't no other place like Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Ain't no other place like Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Ain't no other place like. When I think about Brooklyn, I think of the place that I was born and raised. It's where I call home. You already know. I'm a Brooklynite and I vibe on the Flatbush streets. I walk through Prospect Park to the Brooklyn beats of drummers pounding their fists on their instruments. Or by the Academy of Music, I got the African Dance Fest. People chilling up and down Coney Island. You might catch me on the sand with a notebook just writing, or on the stage singing at Basquiat's bottle, or late night at the promenade watching New York City sparkle. From Fort Hamilton east to Bushwick, could get your feet wet by the dopeness, with things to make you love it all around. From the Belt to King's Plaza, then north to downtown. The West Indian Day Parade and the music on the street. Summer festivals at Mecca bringing you jazz heat. Not many can deny that once you know the New York place, memories of your experience cannot be erased. But if it's on YouTube, you ought to know the truth. I'm telling you based on my knowledge and my view. I've been to many places along my travels. I've seen good days and bad and quite a few battles. So I'm keeping it at 100 to tell you I love it. Spreading love the Brooklyn way with all the madness, because Brooklyn is where it's at. Shout out to all the BK cats. Brooklyn is the place to be. Yes, it is yours. Decoding the world's mysteries. There is so much more to see. Much to see. If you've been there, then you know that. To know is to love it. Ain't no other place like Brooklyn. No other place. Brooklyn. Ain't no other place like Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Yeah. Brooklyn. Ain't no other place like. Brooklyn is the place to be. So many cities coding the world's mysteries. There is so much more to see. Brooklyn's where the party's at. You can live it, you got to know it's in the head. Ain't no other place like Brooklyn. So much to love. Brooklyn. You know what I'm talking about. Ain't no other place like Brooklyn. This thing's a barbecue. You know it's Brooklyn. Ain't no other place like
Wow, Brooklyn. She representing Brooklyn hard, wasn't she? She was like, yo, here's the place to be. And she showed you all the places to be. I see you had your little favorite Prince up in the house too.
Yeah, I saw that. It's right behind the it's right behind the Billie Holiday Theater in Brooklyn. And I was just like, wow, that's beautiful. Like I had to take a image of it. And I was like, I asked my friend if he could hold the camera so I could just do something. 'Cause
It
it was
represents
nice.
very well.
They have so many murals around like Williamsburg. Like if you walk down Williamsburg, like every block will have 2 or 3 different murals.
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Well, you know, the rappers always talk about rapping. You rap stars, really? I was like,
I'm a
come
poet
on,
first
where's
before I
that
started singing.
Caribbean queen? What's she doing?
I was a poet first before I started writing songs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now it comes out. So how many spoken word albums have you written?
I have not.
What are you waiting for?
When I was younger, you grow up middle child syndrome, so like my outlet was like writing. So like I would be in class just writing away. I fell in love with like William Shakespeare and Blake.
Ah.
And I used to think that William Shakespeare, like the sonnets, were like a prototype for writing songs. So like that was part of like writing songs and stuff. Yeah.
So anybody else in the family that's musically inclined were you like our house where everybody or like the Jacksons, everybody got together and sang and got your instruments and did what you did, or were you the only one?
Not exactly, but like my mom, she's always singing, like no matter what. She'll be cooking, she's singing. She's sitting down in the living room, she's singing. Like that's just how she is most of the time. So I think listening to her sing all the time and it kind of rubs off. Because
Yeah.
there's not somebody I don't think that can say that if they hear somebody else singing doesn't actually like either make you want to sing along or just bring some kind of joy into your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you got me wanting to rep Philly.
you should. I like Philly.
See, this is how I rep
for
Philly.
a short bit.
This is how I rep Philly. I rep Philly just like this. The show came out of Philly. Everything we do is on the JFK. We bringing it to the arts, to the art. This is what the real arts is. We bring it right there to the highway. We go on the highway and we go wherever we need to go. Like we came to you in New York. We came to John. John is in Chicago. Brothers in Jersey. And here go Philly. Philly in the house all day. All day. And this is what we do. And if Philly shows that brotherly, sisterly love.
It does. I have a lot of family living in Philly, and they're just the most beautiful and humble people. They have just like beautiful characters when you talk to them and just hear them talk and just the way they vibe. Yeah. Like one of my favorite artists, Jill Scott. She's from Philly.
I seen that when you was doing your little, and I was saying, let's take a long part around the dog after. I was seeing you sitting on the step when you was going. And then the ponytail. I was like, I wonder how she feel about Jill.
Really?
Yeah.
I never actually seen the video, so now I have to go and look for it.
Yes, you have to check out a couple of her Philly videos, early albums, like her long part. I don't think Is It the Way video is like that.
The Way is my song though. That's my jam. I love that song.
Yes, especially when she talks about the grits. What? Got to have me a plate of grits. It doesn't matter what season you in. It's always a good day to have some grits.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. So, of course, you know, since you sent me so much music, and we have Independent Day, which is every Thursday night, and we represent our independent solo artists, where we play nothing but independent music for almost about an hour. So you know we gonna be rapping you, right? You already know. You already know.
Okay, thank
So
you.
talk about rapping you. Everybody heard your songs. Everybody saw your videos. I'm going to bring you to the front. I know you got something for them. I know you got some vibes you want to drop.
Oh, you want me to sing an original song or?
Let's see what you got. What you got? You gonna show them some bars? You gonna throw them some bars?
Okay, I'll sing the Haitian song I was telling you about.
Oh yes, and then tell us about it.
Okay, it goes, hey baby, do you wanna dance with me? He told me about himself, made me come out of my shell. He asked me for my digits so I could spend time with him to get to know more about his flow. We talked and danced all night, and then he felt inclined to ask me where I'm from. And then I said with love, yeah, I am Haitian. Say Haitien way. Haitien se kiti mwen. Creole se lang mwen pale. Say Haitien way. Say Haitien way. Say Haitien way. That's part of it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
Now,
it.
normally, like if I try to speak Creole in my house, like I'm the one who messes up every word. So they'll like speak English, please.
So this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. So you have to say it in English, right? And then you got to go to mommy, and then you got to tell mommy to say it in Creole.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, you gotta do like Fantasia did with her mother. Make her mother sing a verse, and then she come and scream, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my mama song.
Hey, did you see that they were doing a Fantasia versus Jennifer Hudson battle? So who do you think is gonna win?
So
look at him shaking his head.
Okay. So
don't you do that.
So when it comes to them two, look, all right, look, I gotta throw my disclaimer out there. I haven't thrown it out all night, so let me throw my disclaimer. My truth is not anyone else's truth. I'm not trying to push anybody else's information on my information on them. How I feel is how I feel. How you feel is what you feel. This is a smorgasbord here. If you like what it is, if you like it, take it. If not, treat it like Golden Corral and move to the next tray. If not, you could do like my co-host would say if she was here for my sister chat. She would tell you, eat the meat, spit out the bone. So with that being said, I know somebody gonna be like, what? I am not a Jennifer Hudson fan.
Okay.
I got a verses for you.
So even if she, now people can say what they want to say about Fanny. I love Fanny. I like Jennifer, but I can't say I'm not a fan because there's some music that I like. Like I like her Spotlight song.
You're not a fanatic.
And I like her song that she did. Yeah, and I like the song that she did with that she did on the soundtrack for Sex in the City. Love, Sex in the City. I like the song Love that she did for Sex in the City. That was good. I liked the song that she did for Dreamgirls when she was singing with Jamie Foxx.
Right.
You know, I even like the bop to that song. Da, 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 da. You know, but as for her, I'm like, so I'm automatically gonna be like, nope.
I got a verses for you.
But
Let me throw this at y'all. Let me throw this at y'all.
Oh God.
Stephanie, Johnny, sis, I got a good one.
All right, I'm all ears.
Shaka Khan and Patti LaBelle.
No.
Khan.
No. You crazy.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
You lost your mind.
Yes.
No, who?
Shaka Khan.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Look at her face. Look at her face.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Johnny.
Now
Stephanie.
Now Shaka with Rufus, she did come out. Yeah.
Stephanie, Johnny.
But
y'all just violated. You just violated one thing. Even though I'm in Jersey, born and raised in Philadelphia, don't you ever say Patti LaBelle wouldn't whoop that ass. This is Patty City. Patty City will whip Shaka Khan.
You think so?
We even named
Oh my God. Hey, Stephanie, Johnny, come up here when this COVID-19 is over. Get a show, book a show up here at these small clubs, and we got a lot of them in Philly. Get on the mic, Stephanie, and Johnny, you're going to have to get underneath the table. Say, you know what? This is Shaka Khan is one of my favorite singers. People will give you a clap, but then, you know, you'll be like, I'm going to say this dedicated to Shaka. People will be like, before you sing, do you know you in Philadelphia? Patti LaBelle, yo.
Now, but
Patti LaBelle, yo.
But even with the respect of it, because like you said, that's your truth. That's your truth. But I
just think that I like more Shaka Khan songs than Patti LaBelle, even though I respect Patti LaBelle's music. But Shaka Khan, like I have every single album she did, with or without Rufus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
She was better with Rufus, in my opinion.
Now
see,
Through the Fire is my everything. That's my anthem. For any man I ever be with, that's my anthem, to let them know I will be with you through the fire, through the limit of a.
You know what, sis? You know what? I'll take one for Shaka, and only because I saw the movie Breaking with Shabba-Doo and all that stuff. Ain't nobody love me better. I love that song because that's what the break dancers danced off of, and people used to break dance off that. So that's why that song right there, I love that song. Every time I hear that song, I stop and bob my head. I love that song.
So a lot of
every time I go to an open mic, they start playing that song. Like, that's the only song I know.
You know what? And I think it's because of the music.
Yes.
A lot of the stuff that went on with her was music that made her. But don't get me wrong, she got some pipes on her. She got pipes. She can blow. Even now, today, she still blow. But it's just something about that enrichment that Patty just take him. Like when she literally take her shoes off and walk and start pressing them grapes and making wine with that song, I'm trying to tell you, I was stretched out in the back seat of my auntie's car at the age of 9 singing, "If Only You Knew How Much I Do Love You," and hit that note. Yes.
You know what, sis? I feel you on that one. I feel you. Fortunately, that song came on, and I was in the backseat too with a young lady, but that's a different story, man.
No, I was 9 years old in love with music. I don't know what you were doing, but I was in love with music.
We were feeling the music. As we,
I don't know what you was feeling according to music, but I know
I
what
was feeling it.
I was in the back seat myself, and Patty LaBelle
Paramount Park.
and her song was playing. Like and you know what? And I think another reason why I love Patty so much is because her music speaks everything in life. It's a joy to have your love. On my own, once again, who haven't been there? And somewhere over the rainbow. And
New Attitude.
You know what? Hold on, sis, hold that thought.
And she came out, but it wasn't just her music, it was her presentation. When she came out. Oh, that boots you say I that's quiet. Even though you know what you're saying.
Sis, I want to throw this. Everyone has YouTube. I want everyone, when you get a chance, Miss Stephanie and Mr. John, when you get a chance, get on YouTube and look up Patti LaBelle's performance at the historic Live Aid show. Live Aid in '85, which was in Philadelphia. She did Over the Rainbow, Imagine, New Attitude. She had all those people, and they still talked about it. When she performed at Live Aid, and when she did Imagine by John Lennon, everybody had tears in their eyes. And when she did that song Forever Young, when she kicked, like my sister said, when she kicked her shoes off,
it's over.
You just got to download that. Look at Live Aid. Look at Patti LaBelle's performances. You will be in tears. I was a young buck watching Live Aid. We had MTV, and they had all the other acts. But when Patti LaBelle came on, I looked at it, I'm like, oh my, I was like 15 years old. And when she did Imagine and You're Forever Young, I ain't gonna lie, I had tears in my eyes because she ripped those songs apart. And I don't mean rip it apart bad. Just all I gotta say is get on YouTube and look up Forever Young, all her Live Aid performances. She did 4 songs. And then get back to Shauna and tell Shauna, I know what your brother talking about. I'm trying to tell you, she stole Live Aid. No one, even at the end of the show, all the performers, Lionel Richie, all of them was there. They all came up and said, you know what? I respect you. She got her respect that night. That's all I'm saying.
That's a lot of synergy right there,
I have to check it out because I do respect Patti LaBelle, so.
And Stephanie, Miss Stephanie, all I'm saying to you is this. As a 17-year-old kid that was loving Run DMC, to see her on Live Aid, can you hear me, Johnny?
I can see it. I can't hear, or I can hear it, but I can't see it.
Oh, okay. Can you see me?
No. Sorry.
I got you.
It's like
okay. As a 17-year-old, looking at that performance on TV and going back to school in September, and everybody talking about what they did that summer. Summer of '85, Live Aid was the biggest thing that came to Philadelphia. Out of all the people that was there, everybody in my senior, when we was going to 12th grade, everybody talked about Patti LaBelle. Do you get what I'm saying? So to connect with an audience and have people still feel you, even when the performance is going, it's classic.
But you know what? It goes even further. It goes further than that because, see, I'm that dreamer. I'm the one that believes that if all the people could just we can, live together today in peace. Just imagine all the people, not just, all right, I'm going there for a minute. Not just according to your ethnicity, not just according to your group, not just according to your class, not according to your gender, not according to your age, but if all of us just come together and get over our differences, if you can just imagine. And when she sang that song, she sang it from her heart because she was saying, I am that dreamer. That we would be living in life in peace. And could you imagine how things could really be if we just lived in peace? And just imagine that it wasn't even about going to heaven, it wasn't going about hell. It was we all were just getting along. And it wasn't because the color of my hair or the length of my hair or what I was wearing, or it was just
Right.
I'm singing this and I'm telling you this and you feel it. See, it's something about them gospel singers. I don't care what nobody say. Again, that's my disclaimer. I just feel when you got that spirit inside of you and you using that gift, just like Stephanie, you can feel it. And you was able to tap in and relate because what we was going through at that time for why Live Aid was existing. And she got up there and said, if we all can imagine, if we could put away our differences. And it's like, it's so to the point now, even now, I'm trying to hold back tears. Even now, if I could knock on her door, Patty, I need you to go back on the radio and I need you to sing that song again. She would know why. She will remember why. She wouldn't be like, girl, I can't do that no more. She would know why, because she would know how come that song, even though many years ago, can still pierce a heart. Because right now we're saying that. We're saying, no, it's not that it's just our lives that matter. It's just that right now our lives is the one that's in trouble. And because our life is in trouble right now, we're saying we matter. And if all of us can say that our lives matter and we're not judged differently because of who we are, and we could just be as one. She took what John Legend
Agreed.
said, and she walked all over that song. And you could tell she was feeling it. She felt it. And when you sing a song with feelings, the message goes further and it lasts longer. It lasts longer. How many times have we heard, I'm starting with the man in the mirror? And how many of us can say it was the end of the song that really took us because he went to church? He said, I need you to be that man. I need you to start today. And the choir said, men in the mirror. And he was like, no, you got to know. It starts right here with you, not nobody else.
That's true.
You know what?
I can't go and tell nobody else about their condition, their situation, until I get my stuff together. So I better not dare go out there talking about, well, girl, let me tell you why he ain't. I ain't even got a he that ain't about.
You know what? That is also Miss Stephanie and Mr. John. One thing I like about music is the songwriters. John Lennon wrote that song back in 1971. We all know what was going on in 71, the same stuff that's going on today. Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, 1988. The same stuff that was going on then, going on today. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Same stuff that happened in 1972, happening today. So my thing, getting back to you.
Oh, you forgot 2020. Stephanie JNote wrote, Love Matters. because of what's
I'm
going
about ready to
on.
get to that. I'm about ready to get to that. So, Miss Stephanie, much love. Love matters today.
Today.
My thing, I respect, and I'm going to say this about artists, those songs, including yours that I mentioned today, one thing about a great songwriter, because everybody like, oh, I can sing good, I can sing good. Yeah, that's good. But it's the words when you write your music that people remember. That's John Lennon's song. Patti LaBelle, as my sister said, walked all over it. So when you, Miss Stephanie, present your gift to the world as you are, make sure, well, I ain't got to say make sure. Always keep that love and passion that I see in your eyes when you talk about your music. And Johnny, when you sit down and y'all write music together, the song that y'all wrote together, make sure y'all keep that impact still going, because that's what's needed today. Just like prior to the show, me and you talked about bass players. You name bass players on the top of your head. That is how, Miss Stephanie, you want you to be remembered. New artists, people 40 years from now need to talk about you on that day. Johnny, Miss Stephanie, they need to talk about the music that y'all wrote on this day and days ahead.
Yep.
So again, keep up the good work. Keep fighting that fight. Keep putting your music out there. You don't even need to get, what was that thing you said they want to spell a wop wop, whatever? You don't need to do that. As a matter of fact, anybody tell you next time about spelling a wop wop, Johnny, I want you to look me up, Will Frazier on Instagram, and I'm gonna go there and throw him out the window for you. Okay, is that cool? I'm gonna throw him out the window. Or I don't know. The way my sis can hold her hands, I might just be like, yo, just call Shauna. She'll flip him upside down. She worse than Suge Knight. She might flip him over. I'm trying to tell you. So don't worry about that. We got your back on the No BSDUO show.
I write letters, honey. I write letters. And I send letters to editors. They don't want me to write letters.
Yes. So don't you worry, Steph. She'll write letters. I just like the ankles upside down. That's
I don't do all that. I do more impact with your pockets, not mine. See,
well, money falls out the pocket when they turn upside down.
See, you turn them upside down, then we gotta go have some fish dinners to get you out.
God.
I write a letter. It's just going to the editor. And when it goes to the editor, it's going to the media, because you know how my mouth go.
That's right.
I'm gonna put it out there. That's why this is called the No BS. I don't play.
Sis, make them fish dinners like $4.50 a plate. Okay, we're gonna need to get me out.
See, look,
$4.50 a plate.
Look, because you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna be just like this. I ain't making not one more near fish platter because I told him just to write the letter.
$4.50. But yes.
They're not hurting our pockets. We're gonna hurt theirs. And that was the message I was trying to get out to the youth. I understand you guys was mad, and I understand you did what y'all had to do to make moves, and I'm glad you did what you did to make moves. But I wish we all would have had a conversation about the moves you was going to make, so we could have made the moves more beneficial than they were, because we could have hurt them a whole lot more than what we did. Because we could have
hurt them now.
Because we could have left the stuff on the shelves. That would have pissed them off even more than us taking it, because they got profit back for us stealing from them. It's called insurance. But if we would have left the stuff on the shelves and stood in front of the store and said, we're not going in there and y'all not either, that would have did more damage. Because there ain't nothing in having a full store full of food and can't move it. Because what happens? It's the same thing that happens with a car dealership. When you got a whole lot full of new cars, what happened? And it's the end of the year. What happened to them cars? You got to know how to hurt them. You got to hurt them in the pockets like they hurt us. Because not only did they get money back for the food they lost, They went up on the stuff. So we got to pay for it and the up. So talking about the up, living in New York as a independent artist and they knowing who you are, how that work?
Well, you know, in New York, every third person is an artist. So it's like, it's true. There's a lot of artists out here. So it's like, I mean, there's a place for everybody. You know, everybody, art is a good way of, like I said, it's a good way to like, for anger management. It's a good way to
Yeah.
to balance your stress. It's a good way to just like, everybody has a right to an identity. So like, however you showcase yours is what is important. But yeah, like I do go out to a lot of like showcases. I do showcases. I was happy to do like showcases where it was just all my original music and people felt it too. It was kind of cool.
Yes, but I'm so upset that I can't have a showcase with you.
Hopefully we can one day
We
soon.
will, because that camera is coming. I'm speaking it into existence along with the other stuff on my list of existence that I'm speaking. I'm not going to mention tonight.
That's the way to do it.
That
Put it
camera
out there.
coming.
Let
And when it's
God
coming,
know.
we coming to Brooklyn
Hey,
and we're gonna do your showcase.
I hope so. That would be
We
nice.
are. We not hoping. We doing it. We doing it.
Yeah.
But yes, please don't be encouraged. Be encouraged and keep doing what you're doing.
I am.
Because you're making a huge impact and you're making a big difference. And when more people hear you, the more you're going to notice that your Spotify is going to go up. So tell everybody, where can we find you?
Okay, Spotify, my name is Stephanie JNote, STEPHANIE JEANNOT. You can find my music on Spotify, on Apple Music, on iTunes, Amazon Music, anywhere, Tidal, all over wherever they stream music. I'm on YouTube. Just look my name up, Stephanie JNote. Facebook, JNote Music. That's my Facebook page, as well as Instagram, JNote Music, JNote Music. If you're around on Sunday evenings, I host and produce this radio show called Jazz on the JNote, which airs on the English Connection Media every Sunday at 7 p.m. And then on Tuesday, Johnny and myself, we host the Indie Music Show, which also airs on the English Connection Media at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please, you can just look me up, Stephanie JNote, STEPHANIE JEANNOT. Yeah, and you could find out more if you're interested.
Cool beans. Well, y'all heard it. Y'all said where she won't be at. So now y'all know. And it's funny that everybody is doing jazz on Sundays. Did you
You know,
hear that?
jazz has to be like my favorite genre of music because of the culture, because of the history, because of the sounds and the real instrumentation. And I do love, like, Sarah Vaughan is my favorite singer, but I do love the history of behind jazz and how it all got started with Buddy Bolden, and from on then Louis Armstrong, and all the politics that went behind gaining us an identity and the voting right, you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Talk
yeah.
about the voting right. So as an artist, I'm listening. We listening.
Well, it was, I mean, as you can tell, like,
Because you're in New York and 45 is very displeased with New York.
he's displeased with anybody who's against him, who does not agree with him. And I mean, he's kind of dictatorial, like he dictators everything. So, like, you know, it's important to, like, because I think the way that it's going to turn out is going to become a communist society. That's what it seems like right now.
Oh no, we voting this behind out of here. November 3rd. Mark it in y'all
Okay,
calendars.
let me
Save the
just say
day.
that the way that they're trying to mess up the vote this year, I bet you 100% that he'll be back in the office in November.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, he bought the first election. There's nothing stopping him from doing the second one.
But people are on to
Yeah,
it though.
I think so because so we kind of knew that nobody was going to vote for Hillary. Nobody ain't voting for no woman. We already knew that. But we were still pushing it. We were still believing it. So it was like he was almost like a guaranteed win because ain't nobody going with Hillary.
I bet you though, if Michelle Obama ran, she would win.
We wanted Michelle, but Michelle didn't want to go back to the house. And I understand why. Because when I went and stood at the house and I stood outside that gate and I looked at that house and I said, you know what? That house looked like Master House. And the only thing that's missing is we not picking cotton on the lawns. It's just trees. And if you really look at the White House, it looks like Master's house from back in the day. I mean, after all, we made the houses back then too. We made that house.
You know what?
And she made a powerful statement because she said, I live in that house and I don't want to go back to that house. And if anybody that's a historian, you knew what she meant by when she said that. Just like when I told you earlier, they told us, don't come to Haiti because they poisoned the water. It wasn't like they literally poisoned the water. We knew that was a message. So I don't know. I mean, you got a point, but I don't think I think the world will truly burn if he goes back in the house.
You know what? For what it's worth, right now, everything around us is dysfunctional. People's way of life. We're talking about the arts right now, music. We talked about how the music is not the same as it once was. And we live in a society that, and I'm gonna say this, that you have some people that want to live in the era of the Flintstones, and then you got some people that want to live in the era of the Jetsons. It's just unfortunate right now that the people that want to live in the Flintstones era is on top right now. And everybody who want to live in the Jetsons is behind. We are the Jetsons. So we're living behind. The Flintstones, they're number one. It's just, like I said, it's just an unfortunate world that we living in. You said he might. I pray that he don't, because everything, I just put it to you like this, everything that's happening now, if I don't know how old you are, Johnny, I don't know how old you are, Miss Stephanie, but I'm 52 years old. I was a little kid in 1968 when Martin Luther King got killed, Bobby Kennedy got killed, the Vietnam War. So I was a little baby, so I don't remember. I just heard stories of it. So I could just imagine what my mother and father was going through with the protesting, Malcolm X, John F. Kennedy, and all that stuff. I can just imagine what they went through. But right now, it seems like that what they lived through, we're living it today. It's like a rewind of what happened back then is happening today. And as my sister stressed earlier about the music, which is the subject matter, the music back then reflected the times. Music today, unfortunately, is reflecting the time that we live in. I talked about music not having no soul, whatever, stuff like that. But this is music is definitely a messenger, and it's a storyteller. If you can listen to, like I said, Marvin Gaye or all that stuff like that from back in the day, you could tell what was going on then. You listen to the hip hop music today, you know what's going on today. So getting back to the thing with the independent artists, Miss Stephanie had a song called Love. We need more songs, more music, and more artists like that coming to the forefront. Because right now, everything that makes no sense. What did I just mention? The Flintstones is up number 1. The Jetsons are number 2. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in November, but I hope the Flintstones don't come back. And I like Fred and Barney, but I hope they don't come back. I'd rather the Jetsons come back. And I'm not going to offend nobody, but I've said this point. Please, November 3rd, vote. Miss Stephanie and Mr. Johnny, please continue doing the music that you're doing. Keep pushing yourself. Matter of fact, Johnny and Miss Stephanie, I want y'all to be like Master P and MC Hammer. Y'all got a car, right? Y'all got a car? Well, y'all ain't got to sell nothing out back of y'all trunk. Y'all, we got downloads now. I want you to flood people's stuff. Stephanie, Johnny, when y'all meet somebody, like, yo, you know I'm an artist. I know. Hey, you want to hear my song? I want you to, let me tell you, I don't want to say that word, but pimp your music. Pimp your music.
Stephanie, keep doing what you're doing, baby. Don't listen to William.
Johnny, you know what I'm saying, right?
Johnny, you already
Stephanie, you know what I'm saying, right?
Johnny, you already know.
Push it. Push it.
You already know what happens, Johnny, when you agree with William.
Instead of using the trunk of a car, I used a station wagon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Stephanie, Stephanie, sweetheart, keep doing it the way you're doing it, sweetheart. Because you know we have a lot of people that are radio artists. I want to personally thank Mr. AJ Rivers. He came through tonight. He's an independent radio station, and he heard your music tonight. So you know people just want to hear your music. You just keep playing it loud and proud, and you keep doing it the way you're doing it. Because you know what, we have a habit of doing things like what other people do, but we don't know what all they had to do it. And that may not be part of your profile. But you said something earlier today that was very profound. It was very perfect for your profile. You put it in God's hand and you let him multiply it. You keep doing Stephanie J the way you doing Stephanie JNote. And I guarantee you it's going to work. Because I remember my encounter with you was very funny because I was watching you and you didn't even know I was watching you. You said, "Oh, I guess we're not getting an interview, huh?" Ha ha ha. I said, "No, check your inbox. I got you." And you was like, "Oh." So you know, you never know. So you keep making your videos and you keep being proud of who you are and where you are. And you keep putting your music in his hands. And I guarantee you, nobody can never come to you with no rope on your neck and no book in their hand, and they can't exploit you for nothing other than how you present it. And when God has it, it's a clean hand.
Man.
It's a clean hand. And nobody can sit there and say it was because of them that you are.
Thank you. Yes.
So you keep standing strong and you keep standing proud. And I promise you, we backing you and we're going to be playing you. Now, Bill said it earlier. I know it really don't. Now, I think this was the song he was talking about because this is my favorite song. And this was the reason why I named my sister after this particular person. But I'm not saying I want to be, but I am saying that I'm going to be. and that is, I'm going to be by your side, so you don't have to worry about it. We here at the No BS Duo Show, and even as crazy as my brother is, as loud as he is and rowdy in his way of doing things, we still gonna be by your side. No matter what, you and every other independent artist, we gonna be out to your side. So this is our dedication to y'all.
I want to be by your side, baby. Just to put a little smile on your sad face. You need me right by your side to stay right there and love you. I want you down. I wanna be by your side. I don't care. Right there by your side. You can kiss this heart of mine when it's coming to time. I've heard those sweet things before, but I'd like to get to know if your love's that wonderful. Oh, if you should be by my side to stay right there and love me. I won't ever let you down. Be by your side, I don't care. Right there by your side.
So yeah, we gonna be by your side, boo.
Who was that, by the way?
That was Sarita Wonder.
Okay.
That
I was wondering, I was like, it
Sarita.
sounded a little bit like Valerie Simpson. I was like, is that her? But
Yes, that was Sarita Wonder. And it was because of that very album in 1977 that I named my sister Sarita. Same spelling.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was so, except now, 1977, I was 6 years old. What did I know about music? I did. At 6 years old, 1977. Can't hear you.
But you know what? You babies pick up music. Like they might not be able to actually formulate a sentence, but they could sing a song. Like my cousin, he couldn't talk yet, but he was singing, "I got the magic stick." So I was just like,
you know,
like his first words. I got the magic. So I'm like, you can't say good morning.
You know,
You can sing that, you know.
that's hilarious because I was just telling that same story today. We was talking about my daughter Nikki, and she my baby Kia, she was something special, and she is something special. And at the time, she was living with me, and that's when Soldier Boy came out. Soldier Boy, da, 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 da. So I'm a dancer too. So we all were doing a dance to it. Give me that, oh, right. Oh, they're like, Mom, do you know what you dancing to? I'm like, no, Soldier Boy, right? Soldier Boy. They're like, when they told me what the song was about, I was not dancing to Soldier Boy anymore. So we have to
That's
be
fun.
very, very careful what we're listening to and what's in our ears. And that's the part that I sit right with my brother with, because I say the music today gives you the wrong impression of what it's supposed to be like. But at that time, our generation, our parents felt the same way about our music. But eventually we got back to the real meaning of it and where it was. And that's that Generation X. The Generation Y loves it, but we gotta teach them a little bit more. And hopefully with artists such as yourself, helping them, teaching them, making your own music, showing them, press forward instead of press inward. Maybe, we can teach them things differently. We need to change the message. We need to get the message back in the music. So
Right.
yeah. And I don't think my brother hears me. I keep telling him I can't hear him. He got us muted. I don't think he even recognized it was muted.
Oh, I recognize it.
Oh.
I just was letting you talk, and I was feeling Sarita right. That's all.
Wonder.
That's why
Sarita
whenever I see
Wonder.
you listening to the music, like you feel it, you could tell.
He does.
You're like,
He does.
Did you know what? Because I love that song. My mom, God rest her soul, she was a big Stevie Wonder fan, and Stevie Wonder
That was
wrote
because of
that
his
whole
wife. That was
album,
his wife at the time.
all of it.
Stevie Wonder is a master writer.
Yes.
Yes, he
You
is.
think about like he has so many songs and so many albums, and then you could listen to it like 20 years later, and they still have the same effect on you. It's
Let me
like,
tell you something.
wow.
I'm waiting for the day.
Higher Ground, for instance, different arrangements were made of Higher Ground just because of that intro alone itself, on the
Yes.
Bob organ.
Yes.
I mean, later on, the Red Peppers did that with the intro on the bass, and then Marcus Miller's done another arrangement similar to it on the bass, all while playing the bass line, and again, of course, the vocal and every medley you can think of all at once. Prince, if you guys ever get a chance to go to Minneapolis, you can take a tour of Paisley Park now. They made it into a museum, and it's really, I'm sorry, there's a really cool mural. So in the center it has Prince. To the right of it, it has, everyone has influence from Stevie Wonder, of course, is in there, James Brown, the Beatles, and to the left it has all of his proteges, including Morris Day and the Time, the Apollonia Six, etc. It's Third Eye Girl. It's really sick. So if you guys are ever in Minneapolis or in the Midwest, it's totally worth it to make it that way to Paisley Park and check this
I would
out.
love to, because I love to see historical stuff like that. It's
Yes.
meaningful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there was one artist, and I've seen some tributes in my lifetime, but there's one tribute that will always, always, always stand out to me. Say what y'all want to say about him. My disclaimer's already out. Justin Timberlake, when he did his dedication to Prince, oh my God, the most awesome Super Bowl presentation in honor of Prince that could have ever, even better than watching Jennifer on that pole at 50. And I'm doing it next year. I'm turning 50 next year. I'm turning 50 next year, and I'm going to do that pole for my 50th
Fabulous.
birthday. I'm going to be up on the pole, and I'll be like, just like Jennifer, I'm going to have my superhero medication, because there ain't going to be no way I'm going to be able to do it without my superhero medication. But I'm going to have my superhero medication, and I'm going to be up on the pole. I'm going to be fit and on the pole, and I'm going to say, I told you I was going to be like Jennifer at 50.
I have to say though, the best tribute show I saw was John Legend when he did the tribute to Bill Withers. I thought that was beautiful. It was him and Stevie Wonder. That was really, really beautiful.
Yes.
Good call.
Talk about Stevie Wonder. I gotta play this song. I just have to.
Wait a minute, hold on before you play it. Was that song he did? Was that when John Legend did Lean on Me?
Exactly. John Legend, Stevie Wonder, and Bill Withers was there, but like he came in the end, like he was just in the, like I guess he was on the stage on the offside on
Yeah.
side of the stage, but him and Stevie Wonder did it as a duet for
Yeah, they did the piano
choir.
duo.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I said to the both of you, I like songwriters just as well as singers. Lean on Me, drop that song today, and you come on. Lean on Me, come on.
I might play
Well,
it.
right now, like it might be like people don't really want messagey songs. You know, that's the problem. It's the thing now. They
want lean. They want lean.
This is what I want. This is the message song that I want. And then y'all tell me what message song y'all want, and we're going to play it. So the last hour of the show, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do what song means what to me. Now, of course, y'all know I have many songs that mean something to me. But this one song will have me skipping down the middle of the street with the Channel 6, 3 and 10 chopper following me when this day happens. This day happens. When this day happens.
Once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I do. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah. Once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. Oh, once I have something I know won't desert me, I'm not alone anymore. Oh, once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Play it, Stevie.
Sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. Oh, once I have something I know won't desert me, I'm not alone anymore. Oh, once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Once in my life, there's somebody that needs me.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what though? I'll say this. That's a good song, but it's nothing like when I see you on the street.
You better sing.
My whole body gets weak.
Hey sis, hold on. You got to make her screen bigger. Hold on. Before you go, make her screen bigger. I want you to start from the beginning because I felt that. Start it. Make her screen big. From the top, Stephanie, rip it.
When I see you on the street, my whole body gets weak.
Oh, yes.
When you're standing in a crowd, you'll talk to me so loud. Boy, do I do what you do. When I do my love to you, some candy kisses, playlist. Yes, I got some honeysuckle chocolate German kisses for love for you.
You gotta say.
Candy kisses, playlist. Yes, I got some honeysuckle chocolate German kisses for love for you. My life has been waiting for your love. My arms have been waiting for your love to arrive. My heart has been waiting, I'm so anticipating your love, your love, your love, 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 love. This is what Johnny coming.
That's why I said stop that damn intro. I want you to take that shit back and I want you to start from the top. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean, real music. Give yourself a hand, damn it. You know what? Whoever's home right now, who's watching this show, you better get the hell out your damn couch, get the hell off the porch, and y'all better clap your hands. If I find you, I'm gonna slap shit out you. Get the hell up and applaud this young lady. I swear to God, y'all better get up and applaud her. I swear to God, don't play with me today. It's Saturday night. I'm gonna show y'all. Saturday night, I'm feeling all right. Okay? Little wine right here. Get the hell up. Get the hell up. Now, Johnny, the mic,
Yes,
the spotlight's on you.
Wait, before you even go, I couldn't even throw an icon at you. I couldn't
Where
even
that
kick
bass
you
at,
off.
Johnny? Put the bass out.
But wait a minute, I couldn't even kick you out. I couldn't. I really couldn't. But wow. But you know what, Stephanie? I really truly believe that if anybody had access to Stevie Wonder and they played you going in when you dropped that jazz point in there, I don't even think you really even noticed how you threw your little jazz link in. You said you got your little
Love it. Love it.
What's that gospel?
Love it.
You put that gospel mode in there when you know that an artist is singing when they put that growling. Hey, you did, and you took it up. Hey, you know, like I like you better sing, girl.
Thank you.
Woo!
Hey, Steph.
All that was missing was the doom, 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 doom.
Yes.
Where the bass line at? Come on. Where's your bass? You got your bass? Where's your bass at?
Hey, Steph.
Pull out your bass.
Sorry.
Your bass.
That's right behind me. My bad.
Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Yo, Stephanie, love that. Love it.
That's my jam.
Oh, yes.
That's like one of his best songs to me.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. I love Do I Do. There we go.
I don't know how the audio's okay over there.
So go ahead, baby. Hit it up, Johnny. on that note, let me go.
You know what?
Let me go ahead and really make him smile. You ready to really make him smile? Because on that note, this is what he set everybody up for. How you say it? How you say it?
I'd rather be with you.
Right.
Yeah, I'd rather be with you.
Go ahead, take it from there, Johnny. Go ahead.
You know, so I saw Bruno Mars a few years back, and he did this interesting bridge on one of his tunes. I forget which one. And there's a skit that he did, like he's on a cell phone, like on a phone call. So he kind of came into like, what's a telephone bill? And then he kind of went into like, I'd rather be with you for like 4 to 8 measures, and then went back in the song. I thought that was kind of, sick for Bruno to pay homage to Bootsy like that. And it was kind of a cool surprise.
So, everybody has imagination how they do things, Like, for example, Tamia did something. Well, she didn't do something like that, but it was so sweet. It was like what Stephanie did. It was so meaningful, so sweet when she did her rendition of Luther Vandross's Amazing. Have y'all ever seen Tamia when she sang Amazing by Luther? Oh my God. I went to Twitter. If anybody knows Tamia, because I love her song, Can't Get Enough. Everybody already know I love that song, Can't Get Enough of You. Got the line dance and everything. But if anybody knows Tamia and anybody can reach Tamia, tell Tamia that Shauna said, please, oh, please, oh, please, get the rights to redo Amazing. I would love for her to do her rendition of Amazing, because you can't find a clear version of it anywhere. Even if you drop it on YouTube, it's not clear. But she did so beautiful on it. She was like, it was that tender, like it was like that meat on the bone. You get that beef rib, that short rib that you get, and you savor it, it just melts in your mouth. That's how she tore that song down. She really did. She really did.
You know what, sis? Since everybody was doing songs and Johnny, you had your bass in your hand. I'm gonna throw one at you. We talked about this gentleman earlier.
Amanda. Amanda agrees with me. Sorry. Yes, Amanda. Tamia put a move on my heart. What?
Have you ever heard this song, Johnny, that Sly Stone did called "If You Want Me to Stay"? The intro. You know what I'm talking about. The intro got to be the best funk intro ever. That's my song.
That is one of the most Bass Player Magazine, I believe, listed as one of the top 10 most iconic bass lines, along with Higher Ground, believe it or not. Like Stevie Wonder. Like, I mean, they went ahead and incorporated out the clavicle because it was like so over the top, and then and then we were talking a little bit about hip hop. I mean, how crucial the bass line is to hip hop earlier. Like rappers, like Good Times by Sheep of the Breakpoint, like.
Watch it. You better watch it. Don't you make me go get my skates. It's time to go backwards skating. Don't you do that. Don't you hit that chord.
I got the video.
Should have hit that chord.
Man, that's where you put the skate sword. But here's your song, Will. Here's your song. Here's your song.
to be available for you to see. I'm about to go, and then you'll know me to stay. I got to be me. You'll never be in doubt. That's what it's all about. You can't take me for granted and smile. Yeah, but please, I'm gone. Forget reaching the phone, because I promise I'll be gone for a while. When you see me again, know that you have been the kind of person that you really are now. Got to get it straight. How could I ever be late when you're a woman taking up my time? How could you ever allow? I guess I wonder how I would get out of pocket for fun. How when you know that you never know to. Number one, gonna be number one. I'll be good. I wish I could get this message over to you now.
See, that's when we have fun. We have fun with music like that.
But that, you know, that song just brings me to the remix. And I know it might seem strange.
Yes, music.
Oh, snap!
Do we have like a delay? Like a second delay amongst our connection?
I've been watching you for a while. I just gotta let you know I'm really feeling your style, 'cause I have to know your name.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. I have to say something. Wait a minute.
That was me.
Wait a minute. I have to say something. Wait a minute, Will. You ready, Will? You ready, Will? Did you ever notice that Stephanie has been doing a tribute to Philly's artists?
We all know that that's my boy. You know who he is. Music Soul Child.
That's Philly all day, baby.
His music is beautiful. I love his voice. I really do. I really like his
He
voice.
got that one song, Don't You Know You're Beautiful? Oh,
don't you
girl,
know,
don't you know?
So beautiful. Yeah. That's a
I want
right
to
there.
give all my love to you, girl. Not just tonight, but the rest of my life. What? You know the words? I'm just saying. But I'm sorry. So I'm going to play the baby tonight, even though I know you're younger than me. I just gotta play one more old school jam. I just gotta play one more. And y'all gotta let me play it. Y'all gotta let me play it. I sang it earlier, but now I'm gonna play it. Yeah, I'm playing it. You have to be a Larry Graham slide to understand that song. You have to. Hot fun in the summertime. What? I'm just saying.
Hey, Johnny.
For
Johnny.
Be myself again.
Can you hear me, Johnny?
Yeah. Hear me?
We ain't going, sis
You
ain't never lie. Sis, you never lie. Larry Graham made Slide in the Family Stone. I ain't gonna lie.
But you know what? I can
Larry
hear.
Graham.
Good call.
But I can hear. But this is this is the song. But this just these few words right here comes from the independent artist, and I believe that I speak for the independent artists, if I may, May I speak for you, Miss Stephanie JNote?
Okay.
This is what we have to say about y'all playing our music. You ready? Don't be cruel, because I wouldn't be cruel to y'all. Play my music. Don't be cruel. Don't be hating on what I'm playing and what I'm making. Don't be cruel. I'm just saying. I'm an independent artist. I'm going to play it anyway. Don't be cruel. Independent artist said, don't be cruel. And then we said, I'm just saying. We saying don't be cruel, right? Don't be cruel. Don't hate on us because y'all don't like what we saying. I'm just saying. So that's what I got to say for the independent artists. We're saying.
Sorry about that. I went back to 1988. I'm sorry.
I did that for you, brother. I did that for you. That was.
I'm sorry. I see myself in a club dancing off of Bobby Brown. I ain't gonna lie. Woo.
Him and his love for Bobby
You know
Brown.
my favorite was? You remember when he did that song, Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack?
On our own? Yes.
Yeah.
89.
Yes. Good call. Yes.
But you know what was the best rap song?
I missed that New Jack.
But you know what was the best rap song?
80s, early 90s.
The rap, and I said the best rap song around 80s and 90s came from Philadelphia. It was Miss Patti LaBelle. It was Miss Patti LaBelle herself.
From Will Smith.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's all give all respect, even though people are talking about him in a different light. I tell people when they think about Philly in general, because yes, Miss Stephanie, I'm gonna call you out, okay? Yes, Brooklyn have the home of the Biggie, Nas, and all the big time rappers, but Philadelphia, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince won the first hip hop Grammy, and they was with Kumo D. You know what, Stephanie? I ain't even calling you out because you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I love Big Daddy King. Shit, I love King. But Philadelphia, when they announced the first and got the first hip hop Grammy, it went to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. I don't care what anybody say about Will Smith, but Jazzy Jeff on the production side and Will Smith with his lyrics and his delivery, they put Philly on the map. I ain't gonna lie. They put Philly on the map. Along with Patti LaBelle, of course.
That's what they did. They went here. They went here.
For you.
They went here.
Let's say prior.
This is where they went. This is where they went. They took it from the club and they put that joint on the record. They took it straight from the club. All right, y'all. We gonna play this one.
It's out of the ordinary. It's rather extraordinary. So the vocal commentary, a literary genius and a superior beat creator have come together. And we made a musical composition which we think is a remedy to cure all the dance floors that's empty. You wanna dance? We got what you want. Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince buzzing out with a brand new funk.
Yeah. That song played at the club, at the skating rink, at the bar, at the
Sis, hold on. I'm looking at Miss Stephanie's face, and I need you to do me a favor. I need you to play something. Play anything. Who's your favorite artist, Stephanie, from Brooklyn? Rapper.
Probably Biggie.
Okay, sis.
Juicy.
What song? Hey, sis, you gotta do it.
I could feel some.
So it's not this one. So wait, so this isn't it? Oh, that's funny. Because why did my son come straight from the back and said juicy fruit before you even sang it. This is my favorite Brooklyn song.
Talking about Brooklyn causing much controversy, simply because we give no mercy. You ask me why, cause we don't know how. And it ain't about illing or getting loud. We just brothers with heart and right from the start. We turn gum rushing into an art, but that's besides the point. I'm here to show and prove. I think the past time is not robbing you, but going to jam, painting the town. So when we're around, no need to frown. Just get out to see, rock to the beat.
Sis, hi.
Okay.
Could you either put on Juicy or I'm going to sing this song? Matter of fact, Miss Stephanie, I want you to sing the hook to this. You know what? Hold on before you play the song. Miss Stephanie, could you promise to sing? Could you promise to sing the hook to this song? If I sing it to my, if I give it to my sister, could you sing the hook?
No. We got in trouble for singing that song.
Wait a minute. She's you're gonna play it. She gonna sing the hook.
No.
So
because my mom is still up, and I'm gonna get in trouble for that one part of the hook of the song. And you know what part of the song is.
No. This is a different song.
No, and I'm not gonna let Stephanie sing that part of the song only because that means she did the WAP invisibly. No,
not Juicy. No, because you know why I said Stephanie sing the hook? Because your voice is beautiful. So I know you singing a hook to this song, a Biggie song. I know you would do it justice. And sis, that song is One More Chance. Could you please play that and let Stephanie, or you know what, Steph, you so good, sing the hook. I don't care. Just sing the hook. I don't care.
One more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance.
Okay, I don't even gotta play the song. Never mind.
One more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. One more chance.
Faith is mad right now. Faith is like, who's singing that song? I'm mad.
I hear music.
So wait a minute. Talking about that song, you know what that song came from? Don't
the barge.
Go, don't go.
Yeah.
I love you so. Don't go. Now that goes.
She's singing it.
Now that goes right back to what we said earlier.
With her.
Now what happened? Now you know what? I got to get my earpiece so we can harmonize together, so it won't be. It can run in harmonically. But that's all right. We're gonna get this thing together. We're gonna do it on Zoom together. Me and you, boo. Me and you. I'ma be your Johnny girl. So that's the go thing. I don't sing. I can sing. I won't sing, but I'll do a Johnny girl. I have you sing, and then I'll just do the Johnny girl part. You know what a Johnny girl is, right?
No.
Okay, so y'all remember Ray Charles' story?
Right.
Remember in the middle of the song when Ray got mad with the girls? He said, all right, none of them sing. Send them all home. And she said, you're going to pay for this, Ray? You're going to pay for this, Ray? And he said, go get me a Johnny girl, and I'm going to sing all three parts. I believe. Yes, I believe. And then he went, I believe. Yes, I believe. He said, now go out to the corner and go get me a Johnny girl. And he says, tell me, baby, what you say, honey? That's a Johnny girl. That's me. I'm the voice.
And I am a Johnny guy.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm a Johnny.
No.
I'm a Johnny guy.
No.
I believe.
No. Oh,
yes.
no.
That's the sentence.
That was close. I had to mute that phone real quick. Yeah, he feeling mighty good because he think he can sing. No, no, brother.
That's
No.
okay. That's all right.
Did he just turn his microphone back on after I turned it off?
That's okay.
There were some things that our family gave us, but they didn't give you that one, boo. I don't know what line you were still in, and I think I'm gonna leave that line alone. I think I'm just gonna leave that alone. He gave, yeah. So all right, back to Stephanie and Johnny. So guys, we had fun. I had fun. Y'all had fun. I had fun.
I did.
I had fun.
I thank you for
It was
thank you for
very
having
enjoyable.
me.
I
Actually,
really,
thank you for having us.
And you know what? You know you're welcome to come back because you gotta let us know when you drop that album. You gotta come back. The minute you
Okay.
drop that
well, yeah,
album,
thanks, and
you come back. You gotta come back and you gotta tell us
really
about the new
enjoyed
album.
it. Guys.
Yes, and we had a little block party. Yes, we showed you how Philly do it. Y'all showed us how Jersey do it. You showed me how Chicago hit it, and poor, yeah, my brother, he tried to do a Jersey thing. I don't know.
I'm Philly all day.
Listen,
Listen,
Oh, you're in the
listen,
Philly metro area? Right?
maybe the love part. I think the love part, Philly love, yeah, but not the Philly singing.
Oh, whatever. Listen. Miss Stephanie and Mr. Johnny, listen to me. All kidding aside. Like I say, y'all two continue being being together. Keep doing what you're doing, like my sister said. Your voice is amazing, Miss Stephanie. Johnny, you working with her, and the way you play that bass, keep it going, man. That's what's missing. That's what's missing in music today, that unity and all that stuff like that. No matter how y'all met, no matter where y'all came from, it's y'all here today. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the key word, where you at today. God is not going to give us anything that he knows that we can't bear. He gave you a gift. He gave you a gift. Miss Stephanie gave you a gift. Mr. Johnny, he gave my sister a gift. He gave me a gift. No, singing is not one of them, but we all have our own gifts. My thing is, God gave it to you. Believe in God, and you can't go wrong with that. That's what I feel. And as for block parties in Philadelphia, the best years, if you ever come to a Philly block party, you're going to hear these songs. You're going to hear the Electric Slide, which you're going to hear this weekend, which I'm hearing already. The Electric Slide by Marcy Griffin. You're going to hear Firecracker by Mass Production. You're going to hear We Are Family by Sister Sledge. You're even going to hear Summertime, and you're going to hear Ring My Bell. You're going to hear all that in different unison. That's a Philly block party. All right? A Philly block party, if you don't hear no Jazzy Jeff, and you're going to hear Patti LaBelle. If you ever come here, that in the summertime, and when this COVID-19 is over and stuff like that, my sis will definitely take you to a Philly block party, and everything I mentioned, you definitely going to hear, and then some. So please, come up Philly, and Johnny, bring your bass, because you'll fit right on in. You get right at the turntables and play that bass while they spin it.
That would be very enjoyable. If I can bump into the Roots, that'd be even more of an X factor, you know.
Oh, they hang on South Street. Questlove is always on South Street. That's a little hint. That's a little spoiler. He has a place on South Street. He's always down there around 3rd and 4th and South. He's always down there.
No kidding.
He's incognito. What's that word, sis? Incognito. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But
he's always out.
How about Hub Leonard? They were my favorite rhythm section at one. The original basis for the Roots, Hub Leonard. But,
you know what?
Yeah.
You know what, Johnny?
But I appreciate that. Would be great.
You know what, Johnny? To give you more to your catalog, since we're talking about Philly, you said about the Roots, right? Dig this. Look up MFSB, the group, the ensemble that Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. I know you heard of them. And Mother, Father, Sister, Brother. They are the baddest musicians that orchestrated the Philly sound back in the 70s. They were like what the Funk Brothers was to Motown. You understand what I'm saying? And speaking of that, Miss Stephanie, if you go back to the old Motown stuff like Mary Wells and old Smokey Robinson, stuff like that from 61, 62, 2 songs. The Temptations, I Want to Love I Can Feel. And Mary Wells, You Beat Me to the Punch. And I Got 2 Lovers. Listen to their music arrangements. There's a lot of calypso in that. Just listen to the early Motown stuff. Barry Cordy was influenced with a lot of calypso music. So that's why them songs have different, they have different, you know what I'm talking about, right, Johnny?
Well, James Jamerson, I mean, come on. I mean, gosh, he spit, I mean, him and not just with James Jamerson, but that would have
Earl
been
Van Dyke. Earl Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Well,
they were the baddest.
Good call.
A block party would be a block party back in the 80s, later 80s, going into the 90s, if it didn't start off like this. That's when you knew. If you heard that, you could sleep it.
Wait a minute. Sis, you ain't getting off that shit so easy. You better throw on that next song. You better throw it on. You and I, Rick James, you and I, throw it on. Throw it on before we let them go. Throw it on.
Rick James, you and I.
You and I.
There you go. There you go.
Rick James, huh?
And you know, I was not going there. I was going somewhere else, but we good.
Hey, Johnny, you and I. Come on, sis. You and I. I'm going to sing it.
No, you're not either. I'm going to kick you off and mute your phone.
Writing's not that easy.
Johnny, just look at my lips. I want you to play the bass. Play the bass to You and I. Just look at my lips.
No,
all right? I'm not going to sing.
No, because Johnny already knows that he already envisioned what kicking off looks like, and he's not following you anymore.
The delay is. I don't know. I think I got a bad connection, but the delay might be off and stuff.
There you go.
would surely be without me.
Oh man, y'all gonna get us cut off. Y'all gonna get us cut off. Facebook
So
gonna
you
cut
know
us
what?
off.
That's a Philly block party. That's a Philly block party. For
It's really
real.
black. Now, normally
Hey,
I will
anything
play the
that
song
Rick and
all
Bobby
the way through.
recorded on-
What you
I
say,
would
John?
that generates the party. I said
I
anything
would
that Rick
normally
and Bobby
play
made that recorded through that can generate the magnetism for a block party. Rick James is one of Rick James's favorite basses was, ironically enough, was a Rickenbacker. Rick for short, you know, like on the Street Songs cover, he's standing there with the
Yup.
Rickenbacker 4001.
Yep.
I love Rickenbackers, man. There's just no sound like those with the stereo outputs. Yeah, it's a good record. Street Songs.
It is. And their story
And Stephanie with John behind you, I could just see him on stage. You and him just cutting it up. I see y'all cutting it up, Steph. I see you doing it.
That would be one of the.
I can't
That's
wait.
just-
Hopefully,
would
we'll
you-
get a chance to, but because of COVID, we haven't had an opportunity to actually meet in person, which is weird, you know? Like,
Right.
Understood.
It's so. But that's going to be such a great, long-awaited privilege to be on stage and perform live with her, with the dynamics of her voice and how talented.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
With the dynamics,
so
Miss Stephanie, of your voice. Say that one more time. With the dynamics of what?
The dynamics of her voice, let alone her talent, which is a given, and of course her lyricism, which is her paintbrush that she paints, and of course, Stephanie, which you know I'm a fan of course, is her whistle tone. Personally, yeah, but
it's so funny.
But no, seriously, I mean that. Yeah, I look forward to that day. It's going to be a true honor to share the stage with this fine young lady here. So,
well, I'm gonna throw something at you, Johnny. I'm gonna throw something at you, Johnny. And we got, I guess, my sister about ready to wrap it up. I don't know what she's gonna do, but I'm gonna say this to you. According to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, if one gets reelected and if one gets elected, COVID will be all over. So let's do what we got to do. Oh,
we got to.
It'll be all over.
I don't know. I think music could definitely bomb the hell out of some pharmaceuticals and heal the planet a hell of a lot more so than a two-party system. That's all I can say.
Yes. At least Bill Clinton knew how to play the. At least Bill Clinton knew how to play the saxophone. Besides other things.
The sax, old sax man.
He did.
Yeah, he knew how to play, didn't he?
Back in '92, I think he even made an appearance at the VMAs. I think.
And Arsenio Hall.
Right. Yep. Man, all those talks. Man, it was just a good decade. It seemed at a better decade. Of course, a hell of a lot better decade.
Yes. Yes.
Just to
even Bill.
I was only 12, but like in '92 when he came in. But I mean, yeah, there was some, Bosnian stuff like that. But at a young age, it's nothing like compared to what the hell's going on today. But
better believe it.
That right. But having said that, I look forward to better, peaceful, and funner, appreciable times, with everybody and their fellow mankind and stuff. And as I'll say it again, like playing with talented musicians like Stephanie and other colleagues of mine. I mean, there's nothing in my life that compares to that same sensation. I mean, it's
Thank
truly,
you, Johnny. I appreciate
Amen.
it.
well, definitely, yeah,
As,
totally.
as
She's very good with any word because she's a literature major, but to the American English language, the experience of to perform and write music with such talented people like her, there's not a word for it. It's just a feeling. And like in my particular case, my bass is my paintbrush, her voice is her paintbrush, and we just need to spray that paint, And I guess that's what I have to say on that note,
Well,
Aw,
Stephanie.
that's my brother.
Well, Stephanie. Thank you and Johnny for coming to the No BS Duo show with me, my sister, and I.
It was
She's
nice.
she's a Chuck D, and I'm the Flavor Flav. We all know that. Or sometimes she's Flavor Flav, and I'm Chuck D. It depends on where the pendulum swings. But I appreciate both of you coming on the platform. Miss Stephanie, yo, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you got a beautiful voice. I liked how you just did that Stevie Wonder, and you just did the Biggie, and you did Love. I mean, you just and the enthusiasm that you have when you're describing your work. That's one thing that impresses me. I know you're the real deal. Like I told you, I've been in that life where I promoted shows with rappers, and how you going to make me like something when you don't even like it yourself, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
So, Johnny, keep playing that bass, man. I mean, you have your knowledge, you good. I mean,
Thanks.
y'all two just continue doing what y'all doing because it's a rarity in this business working as a team. And as my sister mentioned earlier, no matter how crazy I can be or off I can be, my sister, when it comes to this, pulls me back in. And I thank her for that. And I thank all the guests that had came on the No BS Duo show. And thank you for making tonight a beautiful night, because this is what it's all about. Even though we got mayhem and chaos going all around, it's when we can have conversations like this and on a platform like this that people watch is an inspiration. And that's me. Sis?
so
All
so
right.
since
Amen.
like I told you they was going to do, because you had to have that last song played, Facebook cut us off. But of course you already know that our streamline goes to YouTube. So we will be able to clip the end of the show, let them know what they missed. And what they missed was us saying good night. So again, we want to thank you from coming all the way from New York to Philly and
Thank you
coming
for
all
having
the way from Chicago. Oh, it was just a pleasure just having you this evening. So we just want to thank you again. You guys are a gem. You are a total gem. And
Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Doing what you're doing.
I appreciate you
Well,
and your
thank you very
show,
much,
and
both
I
of you.
love your energy. Like when you start playing the songs and you just like get into it, and
Look,
you
I
always
told you.
and you smile when you talk. It's very pleasant to look at you when you talk.
Oh, you about to
know?
make me blush. Now wait,
No,
my
some
hair's
people
gonna
you
go
don't know
outside the
you
screen.
don't know how they're thinking, because when they look at you, they're just straight face. But you just talk and you're smiling. It's like it's like a breath of fresh air. It really is.
Oh,
So
my
thank
hair
you for
is
that.
going outside the screen. Do you see it? Blue, 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 blue. But look, Grandma says smiles don't cost you a thing. And when you're happy, you smile. And you never know who needs your smile. So,
And this
Michael,
is a good moment to look at it without having a mask on, because with the mask you can't
honey,
smiles
okay,
anymore.
but wait.
But this makes a
Wait.
difference.
Look, I try to help my friends out too, because I put my mask on and put my smiles on with my mask.
I need to get one like that. That's a good
They
idea.
can still see what's
I'm
going
gonna get
on.
one. I am.
I always tell them, make
I
sure.
find one that has a joke file on it. That'd be kind
I
of
keep
scary,
telling
but
people, I keep telling people, I said when I put my mask on, make sure I'm always on this side. Because if you see this side and you making me do this, watch out. Them eyes gonna look like this. But yes, it's a beautiful thing because quarantine has caused us to have a new normalcy. And change is not easy.
You know
Especially
what? I'll say this. When I during the quarantine, I said, let me go to the supermarket for the first time. And it was so fresh and new, so everybody was scared of each other. And I was like, you know what? You could hear a pin drop, and that's not normal in New York City because it's always so busy and so crowded. So I
right.
saw one person walking through the street. I was like, I'm like, it's so quiet. Good morning. And they just looked at me like I was crazy. Like, I was like, what is going on?
Yes.
You couldn't,
Yes.
like, nobody wanted to look at each other. Nobody wanted to see nobody because it was just like everybody was thinking, if I look at you, I'm gonna catch it. if I'm next to you, I'm gonna catch it. It's so crazy.
It was like the world was put on a muzzle.
And now the kids are afraid to go outside. They're afraid of bonding with other people. It's gonna be like the younger generation is just like having it really tough, I think, because they're gonna grow up not experiencing life the way we did. Like, entering into the classroom for first grade in the classroom, everything's virtual and
Yeah.
it's just weird. Like, you spend
It's
6 months like inside. I mean,
it's the Jetsons. And I told them I'm going to turn this is going to turn into the movie with Sylvester Stallone and what was his name? God, I see him just as clean. Demolition Man.
I never seen that.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Because the minute they tell me I got to put this on all day and I can't even touch you and virtually everything, including the kiss, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, didn't they suggested that you wear it while you doing your thing?
Again, I say,
like a face one, a face.
y'all look up Demolition Man and look at the scene where he was with Butlock and they put on that virtual hat and he said, "Oh no, what happened to the real thing? I don't want this virtual thing." That's gonna be me.
Well, the way that they doing social distancing is gonna become that way. It's gonna become like everybody's roasting.
Let me tell you something. I ain't speaking nothing into existence.
So sad.
I ain't speaking nothing into existence, and even more so, I'm not speaking nothing into existence. But what I will do is I will give us hope, and the hope that I'm going to give us is this. This happened before in the 1800s, and they came out of masks.
But this is the thing, though. Before, it wasn't soulless. Now, to me, this world is soulless. So it's a different world. It's not the same as back in the days when everybody just had, like, to me, soul. Now it's not.
But you know why I believe we're going to get the soul, and this is why I believe we're going to get soul back, because of shows like this. We're bringing music back, and we're fighting for our rights. Right. Every day I have to fight. Like tonight, I'm going to have to fight because this session is muted. So anybody that did not watch while the show was on, they're not going to hear everything. Some of it's going to get cut because they're going to say we played music that had copyrights, even though it was 26 seconds, and they're going to mute everything.
Really?
But I go on YouTube. I got to fight YouTube too because they want copyrights. And then I got to decide if they're going to let me keep it or if they're going to strike me. And if they strike me,
but you know what? I play, like, I post my jazz show on YouTube sometimes, and they'll give me like an email that says you played copyrighted music. We just want to let you know that you did. We're not putting a strike against you. We're just letting you know. And what happens is CD Baby does the your royalties.
Right.
So that's what happens.
We don't have ours, so we're getting our royalties because we're not connected to CD Baby or Lyndon Bob. We just
No,
straight
you might not be. The artists are. So,
right.
yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what helps you.
Yeah.
That's why yours can work, but with ours, we have to dispute it, and then
No. I'm not saying my show is an online show. Like, I do have a part on radio that I do report. What I'm
okay,
saying is, like, if you play a song, it's almost like you is it called, I guess, leasing?
yeah,
Leasing, where when you play it, CD Baby automatically will now place the royalties on it.
yeah.
So it won't affect, it shouldn't affect you at all.
But I have to get connected to CD Baby. I'm not connected to
No,
CD
CD
Baby.
Baby's gonna contact you anyway. They're just gonna send you an
They,
email.
they have it because mine isn't. Mine is just connected straight off of a regular streamline bar. So our music and other connections, I literally have to put a request for royalties myself.
Really?
Yep. But
when I do like my regular show, and then I just post on YouTube, and they just send me a note, a email.
mine is automatically on YouTube. I don't post it on the YouTube. That's the difference. So
Okay.
mine is being broadcast as we're speaking, and I have to literally talk with them and ask them for permission to grant it for me based on the fact that we're not profited, and this is basically educational information.
Okay.
And then we have to fight the record company and see if they would say, okay. Now, usually, the only one who usually gives me a problem, I think, is USG or somebody like that. But something is coming down the pipe because I was given some information today on who I could possibly connect with so that we would be able to do this in a way that our viewers would be able to appreciate what's being given as well as they could hear it, and we can make sure that we give them the show that they properly deserve.
Okay.
So some people right now, they may have ran over to YouTube and see us finishing up our conversation and making sure that we end the show as we normally do. So, but my brother always seems to get me in trouble where we get cut off because I'd be like, all right, fine, I'm gonna do it just for him. And then what happens? Now I gotta fight all night. Last time they got us with Temptations. They didn't like our Temptation tribute. But at least the people did get the opportunity to appreciate what we were able to do for the time that we did. So moving forward, things are gonna open, things are gonna get better. And we're just gonna deal with the new normalcy as it comes. But what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna stop fighting, and we're not gonna give up, and we're gonna keep on pressing.
Okay.
That's what we're all gonna do as independent artists, as independent shows, as independent people. So with that said, I think it's time for us to say goodnight. Don't you say, William?
Good night.
William? Should we get ready to say goodnight in our way that we do it oh so lovely? I think we should.
I'm saying C, yes. I was looking at my cat. My cat like meow.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, he's telling you you've been on longer than you normally are too. So with that being said,
She.
She's definitely getting with you.
Sweetheart, well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go.
Oh, really?
I hate to leave you, but I really must go.
Yes.
Oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
In a couple more hours, it will be 4 o'clock. Yes.
Babe, I just can't keep crying. I hate to leave you, baby. Don't mean maybe because I love you so. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Bye, William.
Good night, sweetheart.
Goodbye, Stephanie.
Good
And
night.
Miss Stephanie.
to you, and you, and you, and you, and you,
Good night, everybody.
and you.